Greetings and welcome to Nightfall Crystal League. This is Deatvert and Sit Straight casting the Sentinels versus Into the Dawn game. We've just gotten into Champ Select, so it'll be interesting to see what they pick and what they ban because both teams are sitting close to the top of the league, and Into the Dawn is currently at number 1, whereas Sentinels is sitting back 2 games back at number 3.
Yeah, it was a pretty great introduction to the game. Now, first off, let me tell you, you never need to build a QSS under any circumstances. Just build more damage. Death is the most permanent crowd control.
That is technically true. First bans pop out. Sentinels bans out Darius and Braum, whereas Into the Dawn gets rid of Heimerdinger. So no more hard pushing Heimer, no more Rise. It looks like they're targeting Pickaxe a little bit. Collinator doesn't really play very much Heimerdinger.
Yeah. Heimerdinger, one of those picks that if you do have a proficiency on the champion, he can always be played. At least I believe. I think the issue is picking him early. Although, if you main him, I mean, you can play anything, right? This is League of Legends.
He's a very flex pick. See him mid, see him bot, see him top even on occasion.
Wow, they touch every base. There's a Kindred, a Braum, and a Darius all banned. And it looks like we might even get the same thing coming out of, I don't even know their name.
Into the Dawn to the right.
So, Into the Dawn.
Into the Dawn. And so, yeah, with the Darius ban, maybe picking a weaker top laner. First pick priority, though, is always interesting to see. Safest is usually an ADC or support or another power pick, depending on what the team is really feeling into.
Personally, I like to find someone who only plays 4 champions, throw 3 bans at them, and pick the 4th if it ever possible.
Hopefully nobody gets to Plat and Diamond, only playing 4 champions. So that Nami,
there's quite a few. Box?
He doesn't get... Well, he gets target banned. So the Nami pick away here from Sentinels is a pick away from Bella. That is basically her signature champion. Plays it the most, likes it the most, and now it's not there anymore.
Yeah, Nami's a really strong pick right now. I'm actually not sure why Nami ever fell out of the meta, if I'm being honest. It was kind of one of those weird ones where once she got picked, all of the reasons why I would have described her not being picked in the past still describe her. Maybe it's just the more bruiser-focused meta that's kind of let her bubble rise into popularity, because I've always thought that was the harder skill shot to hit.
It's not that bad. I feel like she provides a lot of disengage and lane bullying, and that's a lot of what people are prioritizing now, especially when they start picking the double mage kind of bot lanes for a while. However, it looks like standard-ish bot lanes, Tristana Nami versus Caitlyn Morg. Caitlyn Morg, brutal combo. You get hit by a snare, you get walk on a trap. They're going to chain the other one in, and you're going to take a lot of damage.
Yeah, so I think that the combo is to like layer the headshots, right? So you get hit by the Morgana binding, then you get trapped, then you get hit by the E. And then she hits you for essentially what's like a double headshot damage. And it's just like ridiculous the amount of damage Caitlyn can deal.
Gragas, probably a jungler, can also be flex top lane.
And support.
There's no way that Nami's going anywhere other than support.
Oh, I forgot there's a Nami pick. I just like the Gragas support, honestly. I've always thought that he had a good zoning, just inherently in his kit.
He's a fun support. I feel like Morgana bullies him pretty hard, though, just from better poke and then also being ranged. And Black Shield screws your engage. A blind pick Gangplank. That can be flexed around top or mid, but blind picking it is very, very ballsy. There are some bad matchups for him, especially in the top lane.
I think it's fine if you're going to be going into the second rotation and banning out 2 top laners. I think the problem starts when you ban a Jarvan, unless... Does Sid play Jarvan in the top lane? I mean, I guess it's viable.
People have played Jarvan in the top lane before. I don't know if Sid specifically has done it. They're targeting mid lane now with Orianna. But yeah, no, I've seen Jarvan in the top lane more than once recently.
I'd really like to see something banned that can hurt the Gangplank. But I don't actually know Sid's champion pool, so we're going to have to hope for that. And the Aurelia, that's fair.
Actually, Sid plays a lot of J4 top now that I'm looking at the stats. He's got 6 games on Jarvan top.
Okay, probably worth the ban then. Actually, I think Gangplank might be fine into that just because of his ultimate and his barrels, right?
He might be, but GP doesn't like people who can jump on him, and GP has no way to really disengage from the J4.
That's fair. And
No
regardless,
phase.
it's banned, so we won't be seeing it this game.
I rarely
And
do
Lee
so.
Sin.
No lane. They're trying to cut out the lane bully's top lane, which tells me GP probably is a top laner. Olaf
Well,
jumping.
GP's the top lane, and that's almost a guarantee. Him in the mid lane is
It's terrible, but we saw
it's hard to
it.
work. It's hard to work. Okay, so I'm expecting probably something to disrupt and something to tank. And it looks like the Swain does both of those. So
Yeah, Swain in the mid lane provides some. You don't necessarily need heavy damage because you have the Tristana coming on, but Swain gives you some good mid game spike and lets you carry it out while Tristana keeps scaling.
we're waiting on the mid laner here. And it looks like that still hasn't been selected, so it's gonna be a blind pick.
Yeah, Swain I feel like is the mid laner for Sentinels here.
Oh yeah. That's actually an option.
So right now it's do they think that GP's top lane?
And they
They
dodge.
do. They do. Fiora into GP. That is a not great matchup for GP.
I don't think it's the worst of matchups for him. It's definitely not the best. I think a lot of the problem is that he's never going to get himself in an advantageous position in the lane. But that's not really Gangplank's stick. He just needs to stay even in farm.
He should be able. Fiora's got to play that lane aggressive though. He has to be using her Q in, which opens up opportunities for Olaf to roam up and throw some axes. Vel'Koz mid, so yeah, Vel'Koz Swain mid lane matchup.
I'm
Vel'Koz
not sure how
out
Val does into
pushes.
Swain.
He out pushes. Kill pressure there is not as great, but Vel'Koz has much longer range than Swain does effectively.
So you think that the range can be? Oh, it looks like they're actually going to be sticking with Gangplank in the mid.
Nah,
No.
they're
Okay,
trolling.
swap out. That's the way to be. I mean, they could hit the lane swap if they really want to, and send the Vel'Koz up to deal with the Fiora. I think that's actually not the worst matchup. But I do think sending Vel'Koz top lane with a Gragas on the map is a massive mistake.
Yeah, long lane, no escape for Vel'Koz. I'd expect Vel'Koz to actually be ganked pretty heavily between the Swain and the Gragas. A lot of CC, an immobile mid laner. Vel'Koz is looking to take Ignite as well. So no
Yeah, that's
barrier, no
scary.
heal. That's a ballsy summoner. He's going for the kill on Swain.
Well, I don't
And
even know if it's about the kill. This Ignite could just be used to like stop him from gaining health back with his ultimate charge.
they do have a lot of healing between Fiora, Swain, Gragas. All have some decent natural healing, and then
Even
Nami
the
comes
Nomi,
in.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's a
But
very heal heavy team. Vel'Koz switched
but he
last game
actually
to
switches to
barrier.
barrier. Yeah, that probably feels better. Um, but I'm
Definitely.
still not sure if barrier's actually going to be what saves the Vel'Koz in this situation. I think you want to go heal. But this kind of comes down to the skill of it, right? You have to be capable of actually using heal for the movement speed, and then having the health afterwards as a bonus, not
Mm-hmm.
needing it for the heal. I think that that's what a lot of people kind of mistake when you're going heal over barrier, especially in the mid lane, is that like you are prioritizing that movement speed to get out of the Swainies, to get out of the Gragas dives in on you.
Barrier is I feel, a better spell against Ignite. It's lower cooldown. It's got just about as much shield as Ignite has damage, so it just completely counters the Ignite. Whereas you have to time your heal right, because if you drop heal while Ignite is on you, you'll get a bit of health back and you'll still have that movement speed, but getting the healing cut in half really hurts in the 1v1.
Yeah, but you're not going to take any damage. You're never going to be in a position where Ignite can kill you if you're getting out of the situations in which you'd be picked, right? Like they're reliant on landing CC on you, and it's almost entirely reliant on like Swain landing the initial CC. So I think if the Vel'Koz plays the vision right and has heal, I mean, like obviously it won't happen this game, but like you're really capable of avoiding all the damage. That barrier would have been used in like in most situations just have been used and then you die anyway.
Possibly.
Or you had to commit flash as well because you know you're still stuck there. Which is I think what we see a lot of the time, right? Barrier gets coupled with flash, which is a
Mm-hmm.
really ineffective use of summoner spells.
It's a very safe use. Vel'Koz
Yeah, but if you
is
flash
worried.
first, you don't have to barrier.
Yeah, but then your flash is down and you still have barrier up.
Yeah, but I mean that's what I mean. The problem is like that's I'm very on team heal. I think the barrier's a problem spell, except for into people that are trying to blow you up. When you're into a lane where you just like don't have a really high potential of being one shot, and you can like back if you're at a low enough HP, you should probably just take heal.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like what he's particularly worried about is the early ganks from Gragas, because even if he's positioned super well, Gragas flash E into the Swain pull into that burst between the two of them is a very rough combo to survive and it's not one you can necessarily flash out of unless you have complete vision on the Gragas approaching.
I think that's a problem with the Gragas engagement is that he's able to E them flash, right? And that's like you cannot react to that. You have to react the second you see the E animation going, because if he flashes onto you, that's it. You don't get a second to see it coming. But like he has to be in that range. Like he has to be within that circle of you, and I'm so far on the team movement speed. Like I'm even on the team you can get your time warp tonics going. Use those just to boost yourself up and keep getting quicker. Like movement speed wins games. It's almost as effective as HP.
Let's see if League successfully. We're staring at a black screen for loading. Do you think League is going to successfully remember my graphics settings so that we can see the loading screen on the stream?
We can hope.
It's 50-50 most of these games. Oh, yeah, we made it in.
I'm still trying to load in myself.
Well, taking a look, we see Grasp of the Undying on GP. So no Kleptomancy. Conqueror is standard on Fiora. Predator Gragas, Predator Olaf, pretty standard. Electrocute Swain. Yeah.
Oh, my game's going to crash. Yup.
Vel'Koz Arcane Comet. And then Fleet Footwork from Trist Caitlyn. And then Ari from Nami Morgana. Standard across the board. Nothing too exciting except maybe the Grasp out of GP. And I believe we are not friends, but I believe I can friend you in the middle of a game and you can spectate off of
I'm coming in now. Don't worry.
Oh, you're still in?
I add all the players as friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember last time I cast a game, the spectating client just straight up crashed for everybody.
Dude, our overlay's a little off center.
I see that. It's a fancy graphics effect. We'll call it that. I'll fix it maybe before next game.
Sure, fancy. So I do like that we see inspiration coming out of both the mid laners. This tells me that they are going to be taking time warp tonic, which I think is really strong. Grasp on GP. I think you touched on that, but it seems pretty standard, especially into the Fiora lane. Mm-hmm. Your passive gives you enough of a boost. Like if you die, you can't utilize Kleptomancy or the passive anyway. But we're loading into the game.
Yeah, and I feel like he's accepting that he's not really going to be able to get that big of a lead on the Fiora. Like there's just not really a way that he can reliably basically just proc Klepto and not have issues.
Actually, I think Fiora has a better time proccing Kleptomancy. Hey, before we get into this, do you want to go back to the 0-second mark and pause? Sometimes it helps with the lag that goes down. I don't know if you've been having that problem.
I'm not lagging at the moment.
No, this just happens to me in almost every game I'll spectate. I end up lagging and it pauses and freezes. It's been happening to most of the casters I know too.
Looks like there's an evade happening right now though. Yeah,
okay, or we don't do that.
What time is Stamp are you on?
No, it's fine. I'm just catching up. It's just going to be hard for me to play by play because the game freezes quite frequently for both people. And you'll end up seconds behind me if you're not noticing it. And I'll be seconds ahead, or if I don't notice it, I'll be behind, which is normally why I've been doing a pause at the beginning. But it's okay. We'll be fine. It's that or it'll just sound bad.
We'll see. I mean, I'm at 118 right now. 119.
Yeah, it's not a matter of that. It's like the game will actually, you can see it. If you ever pay attention, it'll lag and freeze for a half a second even. And that will set us off center with each other. Like right now, it just happened to me.
I'm not seeing that though on my end. So
yeah, I know, it's once a minute.
Standard starts from both teams. So Olaf is not getting a leash. It looks like he's just clearing wolves by himself. Graggy's starting top side. He's gonna probably, I think, he's gotta go early pressure mid. The other lanes are not necessarily the easiest to pressure. Graggy's floating around, taking that topside scuttle. Fiora's going in aggressively. And we pause. I have chat disabled. Did they say something? Oh, their game is apparently nice and buggy. So starting items. Anything interesting? Dank Seal on Vel'Koz. That is curious. So yeah, with the Darksteel and Vel'Koz, I feel like he is most likely gonna sit back and farm, use the extra mana, use the extra regen, pick up a corrupting potion on his first back, since he already has the refillable, and then just try to push Swain. Not really sure. Darksteel start on Vel'Koz feels greedy. What do you think?
I don't know the laners that well. You can go for it. It works really well with Time Warp Tonic, and then you take the refillable potion for the same reason that Swain's gone Corrupting Pot. He'll probably be building a Dark Seal right on the first back.
Yep. I already see early trades going for Fiora. She's poking GP pretty heavily, but GP does have Corrupting Potion. But he's eating a lot of damage.
Binding goes wide. She takes more poke than that could ever be worth, but Trish isn't firing back. That really hurts.
Yeah, looks like the range from Caitlyn is just winning out right now. Triss doesn't want to walk up and trade. GP
Fiora just decimating the gangplank, but grass plus the orange is enough. Trade's gonna look even.
GP's down to 1 charge on his Corrupting Potion, and he's starting to run low in mana even.
Gragas finally gets the flash E. That's gonna be the pull, and the first blood goes over to Swain. Olaf's there, but he's not able to do anything.
Nope. And so Vel'Koz tried to flash out, wasn't quite able to do it, did not hit barrier.
Fiora's going to go for this dive soon. It's going to cost her too because the orange is going to come up.
Yeah, I think she's just going for poke. GP's starting to heal up a bit. He burned that last charge of Corrupting. Oof, missed the Q.
Wow, the whiff of that.
The parry out just for BM. Olaf is...
The binding lands onto Triss. She's going to eat a healthy bit of damage. Not as much as that combination could be.
Nope, under the tower's fairly safe. So Graggy has his... Yeah, so Olaf has not yet taken his red buff.
We're going to have to hope the barrels land. Yeah, that's it. The parry does not work well with the delay, and it's going to be a blown up Fiora. She had a really decent advantage there, but played hella aggressive for way too long. Gangplanks. Good spot.
Good sustain. And she missed the proc on her passive with the Q. She got the Q off and hit him, but didn't get the passive proc, so no healing, no extra damage. But she just TP's back, and now she's got a huge health and mana advantage until GP backs.
Yeah, what I mean, his back is just going to feel so much better.
Yeah, he's about 20 gold away from a Sheen, so he could just back and buy a Sheen.
I mean, he's ahead of her by 400 flat, never mind, like, at the time she backed.
Yep. Yeah, she picked up just, she's building towards the Tiamat with the bead and the longsword, but if he ends up picking up a Sheen here, that's a huge damage advantage for him, and Fiora can't trade aggressively with that anymore. Let's see,
this
farming.
poke just feels bad onto the Tristana.
She's keeping up in farm, though. She's only down 6 farm, 5 farm, so that's really pretty good for her, given that the Morgana-Caitlyn matchup is a really rough early one, and Tristana's early game's not so great.
Yeah, the vision's really nice, too, on the side of IDT.
Yeah, they can definitely see... They can see that entire bottom half. It looks like they might be trying to set up for an early dragon between Olaf and Vel'Koz. It is an Infernal, so that's a nice early take.
Fiora's going back in. The Sheen's not enough, actually, to help him, but the parry doesn't do much either, and he's going to go back in after feeling up some scurvy. It's Swain's turn to get ganked, though, as he goes airborne. And, yeah, he's going to get popped.
Yep, no flash. Ignite doesn't help you live.
The Ignite can help you live, I'd guess, but, like, not in any real terms, not a defensive item.
Nope, but he does pick up that Catalyst now, so...
Alright, watching Fiora dive in onto these GP trades feels bad now. I mean, she would have the advantage in this matchup had she played out in a way that, like, would have been advantageous to her, but because of the increased risk is now at a point where she just can't take these trades.
And GP between the Corrupting Potion and the oranges is just sustaining so much. Olaf starting up a solo dragon with Vel'Koz there as well. Gragas Blast plants in, and he's in a bad spot with 3 team members.
Yeah, that's a really nice ultimate out of the Gangplank, and the Vel'Koz comes down with the disintegration. It's only Swain battling it out for the dragon, and Olaf has to get in for the smite. There he is. And actually, Swain picks it up. My God, I'm not sure with what. Andy cleans up the fight in the back line, and there's a Gragas barrel landing. Wow, that is just, my God, Sentinel.
Yep, Swain picked up a lot of 3 kills there, but they did get the Infernal Dragon on Into the Dawn. So Olaf secured it with Smite, yep.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Swain picked up kill with Ignite onto Morgana and then was just standing there. They're all very squishy. They took a lot of damage from that Infernal, which that was an interesting Q parry play. Which was the plan for Olaf, get the extra attack speed, take some damage from Infernal, but they were spotted out. Gragas kind of stalled out, and Vel'Koz and GP using their ults on Gragas there and failing to secure his kill was, I think, big for that fight, because that meant they didn't have it when Swain was in by himself. If Vel'Koz had ult when Swain jumped in, Swain would have eaten a lot of damage and possibly just died.
See, I feel like the ultimate did the job of clearing out the pit and making sure that they could have, actually taken the dragon. I'm just not sure if they were on the same page there, right? The Gangplank could have used the ultimate in that fashion. And the team would have just had to have committed to burning down the dragon, right? Because you don't have to fight the Gragas anymore. He's leaving because he knows he'll die. The alternative version of that story is one in which the Gangplank ults for the fight. But I think that has to be a communication by the team to make sure that's the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think those barrels are starting to really chunk. Is he going for the dive here?
No.
Kind of. He's going just for the cheeky. He tanked another hit, and fire, but
Olaf's coming in. This is going to be it. The Predator's popped, and I mean, he misses the Q, but Flash isn't even going to be enough. That E just tracks her.
Animation was already going off. They're going to get a lot of damage on this tower. They might be able to take it.
Yeah, honestly, Lunar Del Rey there really hoping that he had taken a little bit more damage. Just for that attack speed.
He might tank a tower shot here just for fun.
That's what I'd do. I'd tank 2.
Oh.
And instead, GP's the one that doesn't want the health.
But Fiora has no TP, so it doesn't matter. They should be able to take that tower for free.
Yeah, it's just all about efficiency, You could be clearing out your camps, the red buff spawning, the Krugs are already up.
Yep. But there's first tower going down. They're picking up a pretty big overall gold lead here.
We have an engagement in the bot side here, and that's going to be a headshot landing onto Sir Skittles. Almost called him Skills. Gragas is coming in, though. This is a full-on Predator engage. Tristana gets the pop. The flash goes back both ways. Morgana's not going to be able to keep the Chains of Corruption down onto anyone, but they actually ignore her. Let Colin pick up the kill and W on out. Lifesteal's going to feel nice. And, yeah, they do get to pick up on the Gragas in the back line, and Swain's coming in. He's really big right now. Already has the Rod of Ages. That's the Electrocute going down. He's going to be getting the heal. He's fine to go under tower here. And the Gangplank comes out, but he doesn't know what he's stepping in, and what he stepped in is the Swain. Ooh. He picks up the Nami, though. Barrel mechanics on point. And here comes the Vel'Koz, finally going to stop his own laner from shutting down everyone on the team. But Pickaxe is going to try his best to get something for it. It looks like he's just going to go down. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't. If he had ult, he used ult to get the kill, right? Ult is what he needs to 2v1.
Yeah.
But that was a decent collapse from Into the Dawn that ended up being like a 2-for-2 in the end. Which isn't the worst.
No, I think the problem is Swain just got ahead so quickly this game. I mean, he's currently sitting on 1 stack on Aroa, right? Like, he's just getting bigger from here. Mm-hmm. That's really scary. And that's why he's able to go in unaided and just kind of clean up fights like that.
He is only 300 gold up on Vel'Koz right now, despite having 5 kills. Between mostly
That's
the
pretty
tower.
Ridiculous.
It's mostly the first tower gold. That's an extra couple hundred gold for Vel'Koz.
I think it's only 50 right now, right? Plus another 50 for the tower.
Mm-hmm. Oh. We'll see. It'll be... And Vel'Koz is also up maybe... Well, now they're even in CS, and Vel'Koz is back down to 500 down. But no, CS lead pretty heavily in the favor of Into the Dawn. +7 top lane, +20 in the jungle. Equal in
Here comes Olaf, though. Lands the Q. That's going to burn the flash. The knockup would have gone in. And Vel'Koz still uses the disintegration. The true damage is burning, but it's just not active long enough. We're going to see if the geometry can do it. He doesn't get the 3rd proc. Here comes the flash we've been looking for. And that's that barrier flash combo that it just always has to be if you want anything accomplished. The Fiora's on the back line, though. She's looking for sweet spots. The Gangplank is just going to be trying everything to get his grasp off. He eats an orange and uses his hourglass. That's going to be the burn down on the Fiora. The Gragas ultimate comes a little bit too early as Grass of the Undying comes out. A pineapple down and a pull in. Swain gets the shutdown gold. And here comes the Nami Tsunami. And she's going to pick up the Vel'Koz. Wants some gold herself.
That was an extended fight. Swain keeps picking up the kills. Fiora, that's a little tilting for Fiora. They all got low. She didn't get the ult reset. She didn't get the heal. But Swain is just picking up these kills. And that's giving him 1,000 gold lead. He has the most gold in the game. It's going to be kind of on his back to be able to transition this mid game now. Especially with Fiora being so far behind.
Yeah, I honestly think that the Swain is enough to carry.
Definitely.
I mean, on the back of the Swain and the Tristana, like, you have to exploit the fact that Gangplank has been ahead and stayed ahead because of Sid's just, I don't know what to call it, but brashness. It's just, yeah, it's something a lot of players have. Lunar's going to spot out this control word. Feels good here. Did you notice the vision scores here? Pretty low.
Yeah, pretty low across the board. Slightly better for Sentinels. Not by a lot, but slightly better.
Yeah, when we're talking single-digit numbers, it's hard to really say what's better. I mean, I guess you can, right? Their numbers are objective.
And it's harder to pick up high numbers now because of you have such high cooldowns on your yellow ward.
You just got to get good.
It's only 13 minutes in the game too. There's been 15 kills, but it is only 13 minutes in.
Oof, nice pickup there. And they're going to be trying to get the scuttle right off the back of this. And Gangplank's just going to give it over. Swain says that's my gold build tank. Not happy with that Runeglaive. Or is it a Runic Echoes now?
Oh, for Gragas?
Yeah, Runic Echoes, sure.
Yeah, Runic Echoes. I feel like he has to build some level of tank. You have Swain, who's tanky, and Fiora, who will be a bruiser, but you don't really have a great front line into a fairly strong damage comp on the side of Into the Dawn. So you do need somebody who can just kind of jump in. Looks like they're positioning for this dragon now. They should be able to pick it up. Nobody's in position. But it might take them a while, long enough for Olaf to rotate in. Definitely.
I mean, this is kind of the fights that they need here. And we're going to be seeing it. Olaf does get picked and pulled. Vel'Koz is going to be trying for some geometry. Doesn't land it. The Q misses out of him, but the binding lands onto the Gragas. And when you don't build any tank stats, you're going to get hit. Tidal Wave knocks him back and gets the Olaf, though. That's a double stasis. Swain looks like he's the first to go down. Morgana goes down to the Tristana in the backline, and she's tracing down the Caitlyn. But sorry, on the other side of the fight, whoa, we have double flashes burnt. Gragas somehow gets the kill. Looks like that should have been Tristana. Had a bit of lag there. Vel'Koz picks up Gragas. He doesn't have any MR on the build. And this comes Fiora time with the Nami. Nami misses the bubble. Tristana's going to be looking to play cleanup work here, but she doesn't have the damage. Gangplank kills her with a single Q. She has to get out.
She doesn't have W.
Yeah.
Nope. Really, Fiora's holding on to this ultimate for a very long time, too. You don't necessarily need to get a kill with it to get the big heal field. You can just get, 3 procs on it? 4 procs to get the field? Yeah, you need all 4. So,
But what tank does she attack?
It doesn't need to be a tank necessarily. The true damage is still decent on squishies. And it sustains you out as well, because you get a healing every time you activate one.
I mean, for sure, and I think it has its uses, but the way that they've changed it to where you can't just use it at the end, right? You have to land procs to actually get the heal.
Well, I'm saying because I watched
the fact
her
that it
drop
deals
right
so much
before
true.
she died. So Fiora literally casted the ult and then died pretty much immediately because she had waited
Oh no, this
so long.
Fiora's been misplaying the champion. I totally believe you on that. Oh, sorry, we have an engagement though. Gragas knows better than to fight Terra. Always going low, but deceptively so.
And Olaf's right there, so they're just gonna take this tower.
Yeah, they will. The burn's nice.
So it's they have a very healthy lead right now. 3,500 gold at 15 minutes. The 2 towers. If Sentinels can pick up some towers, that gold lead will even out really quickly. But we'll have to see how this mid game between the Vel'Koz and the GP really pans out.
It's actually odd that a Tristana Swain Gragas comp isn't taking turrets, especially when Fiora's in the mix. Normally she just wants to split push and do that herself, right?
But she can't match the GP right now. So if
I don't think she can match the Morgana right now.
She can match Morgana. She can match Morgana. I think. She can't tower dive a Morgana, but
That's fair. That's fair. She may
she
be able to
match.
match the wave clear.
But Fiora gets that wave pushed in. I mean, she's starting to pick up some CS now. I think the big issue for Swain right now is between, so there's usually going to be Olaf in the front who's eating this, and then anybody else, Morgana Black Shield. So between the Olaf ult and the Morgana Black Shield, he's having trouble grabbing people when he wants to.
We have another flash coming out of Swain, always using those proactively. I think that one might have been a little bit too early, but with the Gangplank ult, probably better safe than sorry.
Yeah, but they did lose Tristana and Nami ults off of that, which is huge because that loses a lot of their, at least the Nami ult, that loses a lot of their team fight.
Yeah, the tidal wave is really impactful nearly every time it's used, and when it's not, we tend to just call those Nami players bad.
Yeah, so they'll start sieging out here. Wave's way in the back, though. They're not going to be able to do anything. But here you see GP. Fiora's just being pressured out. She can't handle it, but she's going to go in
She's
anyway.
going to try. Here comes the Gragas with another flash engage. He lands the barrel, full combination. It doesn't even matter that Pickaxe is missing the E because he's picking it up on the backside.
That close range shotgun hand is hugely impactful. And so...
Yeah, it feels like Graves.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely a... Graggy's been playing really aggressive in the engage role, and I feel like that's been good for them. It gets them picks off. He burns his full combo there. You can force out a flash just by using the flash E, and then you still have your ult to just throw them into somewhere unfortunate. And that does give them the free earth drag.
Yeah, that feels really good.
Let's say nobody's going to contest. That's it.
The Infernal could keep it to the deep into the game, though.
Deep into the game, Vel'Koz's late game is... Ooh, gets chunked, though. Vel'Koz's late game is really rough to get into if you're not being able to get the Graggy and Fiora on him, because walking through his zone of control, he hurts.
Yeah, the true damage adds up.
And it looks like
everyone's getting pinged out.
Yeah, there's a lot of vision. They're not really pulling off any sneaky moves. Kills are even right now. The lead really is just from those turrets.
Yeah, the vision's really being championed here by the two junglers, and Swain.
Yeah, Swain's dropping a lot of wards. I think he's buying pinks as well. He knows he's a priority target, and he doesn't want them to surprise him.
Yeah, it's important when you're 8-3. This Rift Herald, though, coming in at 18-19 minutes is going to be a big fight. I think this could actually determine the game. And we're just going to be getting some vision cleared out. The Q comes in from Lunar Del Rey, and he's going to chain back. They may not get it in time as Terra's on the backside fighting the Fiora. The bot side, while that's all happening, I'm going to scroll back up the top because this Rift Herald only has 45 seconds left to be taken, and both teams seem to want it. But not bad enough to engage.
No, Swain has ult right now. Ooh, chunk, a little bit of a chunk. Swain gets snared.
He's going to have to hourglass that if he wants any chance of surviving, and he's still going to be getting hit by those headshots. The ultimate comes down. The Black Shield doesn't protect you from the bomb, though. Morgana's forced to flash out, and the jumping beam comes in. She is going to get disintegrated, though.
No,
the true damage isn't enough
out
to burn Colin. My God, really nice.
They don't have time to take Rift, but they can pick up
They
a
hadn't
tower
even
here.
started it. Yeah.
But Swain baiting them out pretty hard there. They saw him get snared. They thought, hey, we can priority kill Swain. But he hourglasses, he uses his ult, he uses his W, gets some health back, and they're just unable to. And Tristana's starting to scale.
Notice these, what's called, Dark Seals on both of the mid laners. Actually sitting at 10 and 7 stacks. I'm telling you, this item's, it's good.
Vel'Koz got all his deaths out of the way early, so then when he started picking up kills and assists, he could get stacks.
It's really just about the increase to your, pots, and then increasing that with the Time Warp Tonic. Like, you gain crazy amounts of sustain and movement speed.
And yeah, Swain did pick up the corrupting. Vel'Koz is still sitting on just the refillable.
Yeah, which is totally fine. I actually don't think you want to go corrupting on Vel'Koz, right? Because like you're not fighting that often.
You're not supposed to be. But yeah, Tristana's very quietly accumulated 4 kills. Ooh, good trade back.
Ooh, another disintegration coming out on the pickaxe. Brink just not afraid to throw those out whenever, wherever.
Yeah, cooldown on that is only 60 seconds right now, so very low cooldown ultimate, very good to zone people out. forcing Swain's. That's where the corrupting potion really helps Swain out. He can just sit here and regen back. Olaf, a little bit caught out, but they're not going to chase in Olaf into the jungle. That'd be
And I mean,
crazy.
that regen's actually insane when you start to think about it. I mean, yeah, he's not even taking like Revitalize or anything with that. That's just purely like pots going off. Oh, he doesn't even have Time Warp Tonic.
No, I think he took defense tree second. Resolve.
No, he went Inspiration second.
But no time warp?
Nope.
There's the early. Yeah, goodbye GP probably.
Yeah, it's a sad one. His Gangplank is finally going to be being beaten up by Sid. Puts himself on the board 1-4-1. Gragas is going to be ignoring the red buff, going straight to mid. His Predator's not up, though. Neither is the Olaf.
Ooh,
the tidal
the
wave
snare
comes
on
out.
it.
That's going to be the pick onto the Caitlyn. Fiora's tanking up all of this. The W does not save you from the tower, and Vel'Koz picks up the free kill. I'm beginning to think Sid might be inting. The W's going to zone back Brink, but that's still not enough to get him as he just deals so much damage. Pickaxe is actually the one who regrets it. Tristana, though, comes in on the back end and picks that up. Really good job on the non-tank Gragas to still tank the tower for his team.
For a little bit. Colin took an extra tower hit there instead of jumping up, but they should get two towers out of this maybe? The full health
Yeah, the
GPs.
teleport gets canceled. They knew Swain was going to pick him and pull him. Here comes Olaf, though, with no HP. He's a real threat here.
He's gonna get
And
pulled in.
not that low.
Nope. Swain's damage is ridiculous right now, but GP can clear the wave now that he's here, so they're gonna have to leave. He's gonna try to chase him down. I don't think he can catch them. Now, oh. He's dead though. They might have
Yeah,
overstayed
Pickaxe
a
is
little
getting
bit.
picked up there. And good that he goes over to the Caitlyn. Definitely not been feeling too strong this
They
game.
can go straight to Baron here, but without the Olaf, it is risky. I think they're just going to try to pick up this mid tower, even with Fiora there. Caitlyn's just going off on her own to catch top wave, which might actually mean they can't take mid tower. That's a one-shot mid tower, but Caitlyn's not there to shoot it. But now Vel'Koz is.
And yeah, that's another turret going down. Elle is actually the one that gets the gold for that. That does not feel too good.
Wind Dragon next.
Doesn't feel too bad either.
Wind Dragon next. So both teams, I feel like, want that. They want the movement speed to run around. I'll have to see who wins that fight, because Swain is huge now. He's fit 3 items. He's got his Morellos. He's got the Hourglass. And Tristana's at 2.5, starting to really do a lot of damage, especially with red buff. And then Graggy is a surprisingly bursty champion when he has Runic. And he does have some tank item now.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be turning their sights onto the Cloud Drake here. And it feels bad that Sentinels just taking these objectives.
Yeah.
Like, they actually have the gold deficit right now. Why are they being afforded so many opportunities?
Because their team fight, their gold is all in their carries, the Swain and the Tristana. Whereas
I guess that's fair.
a lot of the gold lead for
It's on
Dawn,
Gangplank.
He's up 5k, so if you take him away, gold's even everywhere else. And he's squishy, and he can get kited out. And so, realistically, the gold lead is even here in a full 5v5 team fight, I would say. Because GP can't really carry out with his gold lead.
That's fair.
But in the side lanes, GP... Actually, he's still losing to Fiora.
And yeah, we have another engagement coming out here. It looks like Pickaxe is going to somehow skirt all those barrels just chaining off 1, 2, 3.
He got hit by that third one, but...
Oh, did he? Wow. Sorry, I just didn't notice it. I'd expect him to take more damage.
He got a shield from Nami, so it stopped a lot of it. And he does have Azanias and Tabbies.
He's actually walking on top of a ward right now.
He doesn't, yeah. He just wants to keep them off Baron. If they go into the Baron pit and Swain gets in the middle of them with an ult, that is a bad team fight for Into the Dawn. They really have to respect that. And Swain's going to try to ambush that GP. But he may be the one being ambushed because Olaf and Morgana are floating in the river.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to be trying to get this control ward. And I mean, Olaf will get his poke, but he's definitely not going to be saving his ward as Nope is just going to clear out all the vision on their half of the map. Everything except for maybe that middle brush. Yeah, I don't think that you have the tenacity to pull that off.
That Nami heal is really doing a
Oh, look at
lot
the
of lure.
pit. Never mind.
I say pit is worded. They know they're not doing it, but it is. They did that word. They saw it briefly and then it got pinked because you get that little burst of vision right before it goes away.
Yeah, it looks like Gangplank's actually going to be committing. His teleport's going to be up, and I actually can't tell. It's a small slither.
Couple
It's
of
going to be up.
less than 15 seconds. Yeah, they're not gonna kill. They're not gonna be able to kill anybody here.
Yeah, with the ult and with the teleport. But they actually are going to get the kill onto Olaf.
Olaf just
Yeah, it's that
walks
caster
up.
curse. You shouldn't have said that they can't kill anyone. And just like that, the Baron's a real option now. I actually don't know why they haven't just turned on this. There's no smite, Gangplank's bot side. This Baron's free.
Yeah, really, it's gonna end up being just a dance. Neither team really wants to commit to it, I think. Though now they are. So you say
This is a late response, though. They've given time, and the ultimates are going to come out. The Dark Binding saves Morgana's everything.
Yeah, that Black Shield, she would have just been insta-killed. Hit's a dangerous spot to be with the Vel'Koz ult. Swain's trying to zone out. He's doing okay, but he's still taking a lot
But the
of
tidal
free
wave
shots.
still has to get used.
Yeah. I feel like, yeah, that's the worry, is both teams...
Oh, there's the Dark Binding! Oh.
Dodges it. Both teams really don't want to be caught in the pit. They don't want to have to fight there. They want to be able to engage on the other team in the pit. So whoever starts Baron first is in the worst position for the team fight. And ultimately, yeah, you just don't want to be in that position.
Yeah, sometimes some of those feels bad moments.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Caitlyn's starting to get there. 2.5 items. They're both building the same build. Tristana's a little ahead. Tristana has... There's a lot of pink wards in the inventory of Sentinels, though. 3 on Trist,
Ooh,
3
this
on...
is it. Yeah, Bella just gets blown up. Didn't even see her go.
Nope, and she black shielded that.
And
too.
Gragas is there now. Although that's a disintegration ray, and Pickaxe isn't even going to be enough. Although Brink does back out. The Hourglass comes out. The heal's going to be a nice boost. Lunar, though, uses his own. Really nice use there. Had to have been holding on to that broken stopwatch.
Now GP's
Although,
behind.
yeah, now we got Colin on the back. Still going to be getting ulted. Sir Skittles is the last alive, just trying to kite. Forced to use the flash, but Gangplank's going to get the speed up. That's the tidal wave. They're going to be setting their attention onto Baron, though.
They should be able to take this. Fiora does not have TP. It's going to take her a while to get there, even though Olaf is very low. He'll regen
Olaf
enough.
can heal this up with the W.
His W is expired, though, now. But, yeah, it's just going to have GP tank. This is an opportunity.
Yeah, and they're going to go in for it. Fiora doesn't get anything so far. Uses the ultimate, but there's a big shield that comes down. And now that's Sir Skittles getting focused down on the back line. We could have seen our first Dark Binding line land.
We've seen
Wow.
a couple.
That's
Yeah,
a sentence.
there was a lot of shielding off of that between the Ahri and the heal off of Caitlyn that really kept them alive. And getting the Baron there, now they can push in. They can really siege up a little bit more with the Caitlyn Morgana. But Swain's wave clear is still decent because he's so far ahead.
Yeah, I'm actually beginning to think this one might be over by 33 or 35.
Next team fight, I think, will take it in terms of if Into the Dawn wins the next team fight, they should be able to end off of it. Whereas if they lose, I feel like Sentinels can turn it around and take at least an inhib and set themselves up to win it out.
Well, so far Sentinels has been playing a pretty standard ARAM game. I mean, they haven't even really touched the bottom outer turret. Have they even touched it?
They have. Fiora, the issue is
yeah.
Fiora keeps going down there. GP's pushing it in and leaving, and Fiora isn't.
Well, they're
willing to
all
go that
committing
far.
now. They saw this. I mean, it's like they heard you, but they're actually going to back off because the Gangplank heard you too.
There are wards in there, and it's just a stall game now. Baron's got a bit left. A while.
Yeah, it just started.
It's a third of the way gone. But
They'll be smart to just protect these cannons. I mean, Vel'Koz still has up the... Yeah, that's beautiful. That disintegration just comes down. Colin gets obliterated. I think that's the only hope they had is Terra's getting fought on the backline by Fiora, who he can no longer competently solo. And wow, that's a barrier flash force, and you don't even get to get the barrier.
Nope. And Swain's pulls are really the threat they need right now. But I don't know if that's enough. That Baron cannon is going to take it. And they can't even touch it now. So that Baron cannon is just going to take the tower of Caitlyn.
Yeah, Caitlyn's just got the range that she can do what she wants, although she does get bubbled up, does get pulled. The Gragas knocks everyone back. Pickaxe is in. He's looking for the heal. He's not going to get it, though, as he gets shot down. And this is all she wrote, it looks like, is Caitlyn's just going to have free reign to deal damage. And if they come in, Vel'Koz is going to blow them up.
Yeah, they're going to
It's just a matter of how they want to end.
Yeah, I think they're going to rotate and try to take the safer play, pick up some more inhibs with Baron, because that carrier is a little... That binding was not going to hit. Because
yeah, they're just going to be knocking down the inhibitors, it looks like here, though.
Late game Caitlyn's really, really quite strong, especially with that black shield. I feel like they really, if you're going to take away the Nami, which I think was a good call, you also want to then now cut out the Morgana if you're going to play a pick-heavy comp. Because Morgana's really screwed them.
Oof, it's another disintegration, though, and I mean, that's just Sir Skittles going down as Caitlyn layers on top of it. Brink still has up the Banshee's Veil.
Yeah, nobody's broken that veil in a while. And you just see Caitlyn just shooting people down with her range. Tristana's at 3 items, but so is Caitlyn. So really...
I think Caitlyn's the problem. I haven't found the Morgana to be very impactful, honestly.
She's dropped black shields on Caitlyn.
So the black shield can be impactful, but I think that if you're banning Morgana just for her black shield, you should be picking a composition that doesn't so easily get beaten by it.
Yeah, I mean, the issue is that they're very, with the exception of the Gragas Flash E, their engage is not that long range, other than the the Nami tidal wave. Swain's E is a fairly short range, actually, and then you're just getting kited out because the Vel'Koz bubble, the Morgana Q, these are all like long range pick abilities that as soon as they're landing one and they're just kind of fishing for it, they get kills, and then they win out.
If you think they have to ban the Morgana and they have to now ban the Nami, right, because they're not going to be on blue side for 2 games in a row, is it really worth it to double ban the support?
No. I think they either need to ban out the longer range engage of the Morgana, which is, I mean, it's more reliable long range than Nami because Nami's only got the ultimate for it, or you need to pick somebody who can reliably kind of get on them, because right now it feels like every time that they're walking up, Swain is landing these E's, and that's okay, but they can't really at this point in the game keep a fight going if the other team tries to disengage. Into the Dawn is just running away with the Morgana Vel'Koz, and they can't get to him.
She can only dark bind or dark shield one person or black shield, whatever it is. I'm having a bad time.
Shield one person, bind somebody else, then ult and Zhonya's, and just kind of stand there.
I mean, my point is, if she does shield the Caitlyn, you can kill the Vel'Koz. I mean, this has gotten harder because of the Banshee's Veil, right? But in the same token, if you're shielding the Vel'Koz, you can jump onto the Caitlyn or even kill one of these minor carries like the Olaf. I do think they're itemizing right, though, right? Like the Banshee's Veil, really strong pick for Brink. The Guardian Angel, really strong pick for Lunar. I'd like to actually see Gangplank get it, but he has the gauge, too. Like, they all have survivability, it seems. Except for the Caitlyn, who's really reliant on the Morgana.
Yep, and the range right now for Caitlyn is really working well. She's just walking up and hitting things, both towers and champions, without a lot of threat.
Oof. There is nothing coming in here out of Gragas as he gets the ultimate off. Caitlyn's actually going to be the one to pick him off. Olaf is unstoppable, but he doesn't want to go anywhere except back home, as Colin is just going to clean up this fight. Actually doesn't get the reset. That's really sad.
Yep, 2 for 1. Graggy... It looked like a little bit of miscoordination there where Graggy was setting up to engage, but his team wasn't quite in position to follow yet. But they do lose the Nexus Tower for that. They're down maybe 8k gold. They lose both Nexus Towers for that. So even with the 2 for 1 for Into the Dawn, that is a victory for them. No Nexus Towers. Now if they get into an extended fight and say GP's not there, he just runs in the back and kills the Nexus.
Yeah, I mean, the game's going on much longer than I thought it would, so you got to give... some credit to both teams here, right?
But you see Tristana has QSS now. Swain is still doing well, though he's kind of fallen off of his mid-game peak. So it'll be interesting to see if they can take a team fight, win it, and not lose any objectives for it. Baron is in 25 seconds. If they lose that, they lose the game. So they're down two inhibitors. It's really, I think they just have to go up and just try to pick a fight. They have to say, we're going to fight you because if we wait around too long, we're going to lose. Like, they can't be passive. Sentinels can't be passive right now.
I mean, then it's got to be an advantageous fight, and that advantageous fight has to come off the back of a teleport.
Yeah, Fiora's not there. little bit of a pick from Swain, but then also Swain is the only one who can really poke and be in the front line, but he's not that tanky anymore. Like he's still tanky for a mage, but at this point in the game, that doesn't matter. Vel'Koz is at 4 items, Caitlyn's at 4.5 items, GP's at 4 items. Like, being tanky for a mage doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the active on the hourglass, which means more than the armor.
Mm-hmm. It is, but
Fiora's coming in, actually.
Are they going to engage this?
It looks like they've abandoned the lanes, at least the bot lane for now. They're just focused on the mid.
They have to fight this.
And that's going to be the pick onto Norp, and that's a free Baron now. There's no smite, nothing else that can confirm this. That's the game. Terra has teleport.
And he's
could even shove in.
Lane. He just ulted bot lane to clear the wave, so...
Which is a smart way to go about it. And they're going to pick the fight here because they know they can. This is the first Black Shield that goes down onto Olaf, as he's just going to be trying to solo pickaxe. The ultimate comes out from Swain, and that's the Guardian Angel proc. Bella's on the back line with the bomb on her head. Gonna survive, though. Lunar Del Rey goes down to the Swain, and here comes out the teleport from the Gangplank. All eyes on the Nexus now, as the Nexus comes back up, and that's going to be a teleport match by the Fiora. He's looking to use these barrels to try to get himself the burn, but I don't think that actually works on the Nexus. And if it did, he'd have it right now. Instead, he's now relying on a whack from one of these melee creeps.
Yep, and it might be they're all prioritizing Fiora right now, though. And Fiora's trying to hold aggro, but she's taking a lot of damage.
Gangplank might die for this decision, and here's the Morgana missing the binding, goes wide.
Yeah.
Ooh, I think this is a dead Fiora. Oh, actually does everything perfectly. You have to give Sid credit. Having a bad game. I mean, the disintegration, you can't do anything about that. Is going to lose the game anyway, but congrats to Sid for picking up mechanics in the very last seconds there.
Yeah, Tristana almost picks up another kill to pad the KDA. Really, yeah, they just needed to play out. I feel like Sentinels had the mid-game advantage, and they just needed to play it out better. Like, they were in a position where they could have won, and then they didn't. And that's just the way it is.
It's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yep, I mean, there is still a game 2, so it'll be interesting to see what adjustments they make and how they come back to it in terms of picks and bans here. Let me see if they've even started up the lobby yet.
We can hope.
Oh, there's always hope. And so, really, Swain was a very big bright spot for them there, though, as was their bot lane. I feel like their bot lane held very even all the way through to the end. And it looks like we're going to get pretty quickly into a game 2, which I happen to...
Yo, thank you. I got no complaints with that. Let's get it.
Yep. No, I like
it. Taking a break.
No, yeah, I like it when the games are boom, boom, boom. Especially in this case where I really feel like Sentinels has to think that they had that in the bag and they let it slip away. And so coming back in, they're going to have to kind of reset mentality and be ready to basically shrug off the game 1 and move on. And here we have casters talking to the team. A caster, not me.
I'm always talking to the teams. I think it's good to get a feel for personality.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see us go to a game 3. That's my personal opinion, but
it is Collinators Donger.
Yeah, I mean, bot lane Donger is obnoxious to play against. Let me see. I don't even know if he's played Heimerdinger this league in a tournament game.
He's saying that they're just not going to give it to him, and even they're laughing like they're not going to give it to him.
Oh, he's played 3 games on it. He did pretty well in all of those games. I think they won all of those games. So, not surprising to see Heimerdinger kind of shoved away. Let's see. Where are all these people? Why are they not in this lobby yet so we can move on to champ select and see? But yeah, so what do you think? Start with the winning team. Do you think they need to change anything into the Dawn?
So it's hard to say. I think that overall they could definitely be like committing the plays a little bit harder and looking for ends. But a lot of teams, a lot of teams seem to think that they want the highest percentage chance of winning at all times.
Safe plays.
Yeah, I think that this leads to a problem though, where you end up losing later into the game unless you have a really good read on like which team will be able to outscale the other one. And I think like at the end of the day, being the team ahead, your goal is to end quicker rather than later. Um, except for like obvious circumstances, right? Like if you end up finding yourself like ahead with a Tristana and Ivia comp, you should probably like just wait for the late game because that's gonna work anyway.
Yeah.
But outside of that, like I think you should be really trying to realize like we're ahead right now. 9 times out of 10, we're the team that plays better early. We need to be exploding on these leads rather than letting us hit the 40-minute mark. And I think that they just weren't so cognizant of their lead, right? Like they were up 2 towers to 0 at one point.
They were never up gold as a team, and a lot of that gold was in GP. So I feel like they really needed to push the advantage before the rest of the team caught up to GP.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I think you're the one that said it, right? The GP wasn't that big of a threat.
He wasn't, but he was enough of a stall mechanic because he had the wave clear with the barrels, and he was able to match Fiora fairly well. Even though he lost the 1v1, it didn't matter because he would just shove and leave, and it kind of neutralized Fiora's impact pretty heavily.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I think Fiora found a way to be impactful. But I think the key here is found a way, right? Like it wasn't as if this is just like clear cut actual usefulness. It was like eventually she somehow managed to. But we're going to be taking up into the pick and ban phase here.
Yep, and first band for Into the Dawn. My bet will be Heimerdinger. Yep. Hey, I look like a genius.
Yeah, the jokes came through in the chat there. I know y'all didn't get to see the lobby chat because that got hidden from you. What can I say? The dankness is too much.
Nope. Yeah, they were not. They said they were not going to let Heimerdinger through. I think here, Nami first ban is my bet.
Really?
Darius again? I'm not sure. Has Terra played Darius?
We saw that last game on Gangplank, and I'm gonna tell you right now, that man plays Darius and plays him well.
He has never played Darius inside a tournament game. Whether that means he's always been banned against him, I'm not fully sure. But he has never played Darius in a tournament game.
In a Nightfall game?
In a Nightfall game this season.
Yeah, so I mean, that's just the Nightfall League, and that's just this season, right? Like, we all play a hell of a lot more games than the 14 that are put on here.
Same bans so far. Heimer Rise, Darius, and there's the Morgana ban.
Yeah, so I guess they're going your strategy. We'll see if they do ban the Nami out. I would really like to see them not levy 2 support bans, because I actually don't think that Bella is a strong part of that bot lane. It seems as if, like, Cal is the one you really want to watch out for. It's definitely the ADC that seems like they're setting up the plays. Although in the laning phase, it seemed like the Morgana was landing some of the bindings.
Yeah, and Morgana ultimately is late game a little... Yeah, and there's a Braum, which they also banned last time. So I feel like they do prioritize the Nami here, yeah. And so they'll probably maybe look for a Nami Caitlyn again.
Well, so I'm concerned as to why you ban Morgana if you're going to leave up Nami when Morgana is such a potent counter to the Nami.
Leave both up and pick whichever one doesn't get picked first is...
I think that's the strategy. I mean, if they pick Morgana, then you can pick another support that plays better into her than the Nami.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, you can't metagame that hard.
I mean, Alistar, though, Nami...
Alistar really good.
Doesn't have a way to stop Alistar from just jumping on her. Do they... And now the question is, do they pick a strong ADC to pair with him right now, or do they grab, say, a jungler? That Graggy, I think, really did well, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them grab Gragas again.
Yeah, so I think if you actually go Gragas and the Alistar, you start with a decent one, too, but instead they're going to draft the Echo here. He can be going jungle or in the mid lane. Pickaxe is actually queued for mid this. Ooh. Man, I keep forgetting he's a mid laner because he played Swain.
He was mid lane last game, too, yeah. I mean, Echo, yeah, jungle or mid. I wouldn't be surprised to see him be jungle just because they did play kind of a squishier Gragas with the Runic Echoes.
I'm still so far against it. I'm also not a big fan of the Olaf. Maybe Lunar Del Rey plays it better than we saw the last game, but I think that Olaf's one of those picks that's hard to utilize without a clear identity behind him. Maybe the Nami is that identity, right? Like being able to land Qs,
Hmm.
that really sets up the bubble. Like it's free basically if you can land the Olaf Q. Um,
Yep.
and I think that's something that we'll see out of Diamond players, right? Like BSG leagues, we don't get that.
Lucian. Yeah, Lucian Nami is a decent combo, but that's a Lucian's a much shorter range than that Caitlyn we saw last time, so he's going to be in a lot more danger from that Alistar Echo because he's
But
going to be
with the
just
Nami,
further up. Let's see, pickaxe. Mm, jungle here? If that Echo is not a jungler, I feel like they do pick jungle here.
no, you definitely want to finish off with your ADC, yeah, and they're gonna lock in the Draven.
They are going full snowball in that bot lane.
I mean, it's fair. It is the Nami Lucian. I think they have a better level one, and if you can beat them to level two, you'll be fine. I think a lot of the issue that they're going to have is beating them to level two because the Lucian and Nami have a lot better shove than the Alistar and Draven do, unless Alistar's blowing mana.
Mm-hmm.
But
No
we
Swain
should
this game.
definitely be panning right there for the bot lane.
Yeah, no Swain. Don't want to deal with that again.
You can't blame him. I mean, he
No, that
carried.
Swain that Swain popped off a little bit. I'm just I'm wondering now is if Pickaxe picks another burst mage, I feel like Lucian doesn't have the range and he doesn't have the black shield, which means he's in a lot riskier of a position in these team fights. He can't just sit back and just be Caitlyn and kind of shoot from the back.
Yeah, I think the Lucian will strive if he's got himself a pretty decent front line at this point because the Olaf is really just a disruptor.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they'd be benefited by picking up some hard CC.
Tank
Um,
top lane. Terra tends towards bruisers though most of the time.
yeah, I mean, you could even go Orn here and I'd be satisfied and just like layer the tidal wave on top of the Orn.
That is a good combo. Let's see. What has he played recently? That's a tank. Cho'Gath.
But we're going to get to Leah Lockton. That could be going jungle too. Actually, it looks like Echo and Talia can swap, but we'll be at least knowing that they're in each lanes. I'm going to assume
Mm-hmm.
it's Talia in the jungle and Echo in
Mm-hmm.
the mid for right now.
I assume so. Talia is a much more viable jungler than mid laner.
I don't know what you're saying. Oh, okay, that's fair. I thought you were about to insult my boy Echo Jungle.
Now,
Love
Talia's
that.
mid lane has gotten really hurt by the nerfs at this point. Like her mana is kind of costly, and her wave clear. Like one of the reasons you picked her was for the shove and roam. Her wave clear is a lot weaker early now.
It's non-existent.
Yeah.
Let's just call it what it is. Thank
Uh,
you, Rito.
GP top lane again, but it looks like they have a counter pick to it now. And LeBlanc mid, fight of the assassins.
So I think the LeBlanc is the mistake of the draft here. You needed a control mage to round off this draft.
They're
You've got yourself an assassin. I mean, Brink has got to play so well.
mm-hmm. They're low CC now too. Because
Yeah, I mean, this just doesn't work.
GP brings none. LeBlanc's got the somewhat unreliable chain, and then you're all pretty much all Nami and
Well, so you
Aurelia.
could maybe be able to be relying on the Nami because you have so many shield or slows, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
specifically like easy to land, consistent slows. The Olaf Q, the Gangplank Ultimate, even the barrels. Not so much consistent and easy to land, but like still another slow in the repertoire.
Mm-hmm.
I think all of that's kind of designed around Nami being able to hit bubbles,
Yep.
or
And
even
Aurelia
LeBlanc being
is
able
gonna
to land
be really
chains.
well into this comp though, because if Aurelia
Yeah,
dodges that Nami bubble, she's free roam to just kind of run all over that team.
I think that the change to her and the damage she deals to minions has also made her like extra viable. Like we can put a magnifying glass on her viability and see that it just explodes.
So it is an Echo jungle though. Talia mid lane.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
I'm thinking maybe they didn't want the Echo into the LeBlanc because range versus melee and both have dashes, so it's a little not so great for Echo, but
I feel like Echo does fine into LeBlanc,
it's
but
not
only
a
because the
bad
W,
it's not a
his
bad
W is
matchup.
big enough to fit her max W range.
Mm-hmm.
So if she's using hers to come in on you, like she cannot get right back for free.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's really important for the matchup. But outside of that, like he has better wave clear than her, more
Hmm.
survivability. Um,
Neither mid laner really has what I'd call great wave clear this game. LeBlanc
I
doesn't
mean,
really
not when
bring
it's
any.
Talia, but if you have Echo, I'm like you go minion dematerializer,
Hmm.
because you need it, right? If you want to be able to kill the backline of casters, and then after that, you're set. You're just clearing waves for free.
Yeah,
Occasionally, you have to hit the melees once.
but Echo ended up in the jungle, so I'm saying between the Talia and LeBlanc lane, neither one really has a ton of wave clear until Talia picks up at least an item, like a full item.
Oh yeah, and I think that that's the mistake I'm trying to point out, right? Like the thing with LeBlanc is her wave clear is kind of mediocre, but also tied to her damage, so she can't be solo killing her laner at the same time that she's shoving.
Hmm.
And the thing about an Echo into the LeBlanc is that he's capable of actually keeping the LeBlanc shoved in and using his mana more sparingly than her until she's like eventually forced to back, and he's forced to back, and she's never allowed to roam. Into the Talia matchup instead, the LeBlanc's now going to be able to either choose between clearing the wave or fighting the Talia, which will 9 out of 10 times be clearing the wave, roaming to the side lanes, fighting the gangplank, fighting the bot lane.
Hmm.
And that's not good. You don't want that at all.
Cleanse
That's
on
when LeBlanc's
Talia.
win the game.
Cleanse on Talia. I don't know
Yeah,
if there's.
that's pretty strong, I
It is,
think.
but I don't think there's a high priority. Like, I mean, I guess it means that if you get changed, you have at least one get out of jail free card. But
Yeah, actually, that's not good, right? Because like the chains land, you're pretty much dead. The bubble lands, you still have to flash after the cleanse because it's going to hold you up in the air and suspend you.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But
actually, this is just a bad pickup.
there's the only CC I think it cleanses is well the slows of varying kinds, and then the second part of LeBlanc chain where it snares you because Nami's are all knock up, and nobody else has hard CC. There's only
Could you
three
cleanse the
pieces.
beginning of the stun?
Can you cleanse a
Like, could you
LeBlanc
cleanse the
chain?
tether?
I don't think so.
Because that'd be the only interaction I'd think is like the tether lands, you cleanse, and then you pick up the kill because she thinks she has all this damage and it's just not coming.
I don't think it cleanses that because it might.
It removes all debuffs, but I don't think it's a debuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm sure we'll see that in action at least once.
I mean, not if it doesn't work. Like these are good players, and like I know I'm the type of person where like if I go into a matchup like this and I see an interaction that could happen that I don't know about, like I at least look it up.
Mm-hmm.
So like if I were to take cleanse into LeBlanc, I would at least look up how the interaction goes about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like I said, yeah, cleanse. There's only three pieces of hard CC, and your cleanse isn't going to work on two of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think this is just another big mistake. This could be the blunder that even cost them the game, right? Putting this Talia into the mid when the Talia should definitely be in the jungle. Ah, Sentinels. It's like you want to lose.
Yeah. Um.
I could eat my words. It's totally possible. It happens quite a bit. I have a lot of opinions and I'm pretty outspoken.
So Frostbite Aurelia makes a play. SSG
Yeah,
Talia.
the booty skin.
I've never seen SSG Talia in game. I don't really see Talia in game that much, except in the jungle.
I almost started playing her just because of the skin.
It's a nice looking splash art.
Oh, the
Um,
skin's absolutely beautiful. Wait till you see the ultimate.
let's see. Any unstandard? Nope. Everybody's going pretty standard runes. I would expect to see an invade out of Sentinels this game, most definitely. You have the Alistar. You have Draven, level 1. Very, very strong.
And it
Oh,
looks like
yeah.
they're just going to be going for 5 point. Across the map, we see the fan out.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
gonna run into each other. Nothing exciting.
And Olaf actually shows himself on the top side. And you see the question mark ping come down, so they know that. This is why I'm a big advocate of the jungler. Like we see Norp going into the mid lane in the 5 point start.
Mhm.
Um, yeah,
That's
you're just able to
standard.
not give the information over.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
little
he
things,
he
little
did
things.
start topside last game as Olaf again. No, he started Wolves with no leash. Gragas started topside. Um, so I'm wondering if he's gonna not get a leash again this game. And I feel like that didn't really matter early game last game, but
Well, it's more about having the information that he's there.
mm-hmm.
I mean, this can enable the Echo to go right from his blue buff to Olaf's red. But it looks like instead Olaf knows he gets spotted and goes all the way back to the red buff.
Yep, he's got to take the long walk of shame.
This is something I do as a jungler because I have problems and I think people are better than they am.
Yeah, Echo invading, I feel like, would be very risky into an Olaf, though. And Olaf's going to just clear it out.
Olaf goes so low, you could pull it off. You just gotta be good.
You have to time it right and show up at the camp at the right time.
Yeah.
Because Echo's clear is not really the healthiest either, necessarily.
I mean, you
It's not
start
level
W. Oh, sorry, we get the engage. And it looks like LeBlanc's going to come in away the win. Although you definitely come out low, that's for sure. I think if you just do the one camp and then run in at him, you won't be too low. Still not the strat you want to go for.
Level 1, Aurelia goes all in.
Yeah, and Gangplank actually getting back some nice gold there.
Yep, both sides have Corrupting Potion this time. You did see last time on Fiora, she started Doran's Blade, so she ended up not having quite as much health. Both have Corrupting now. Alistar and Draven hit the level 2. Slightly
Yeah, and
after.
Pickaxe has already burnt through 2 of those Corrupting pots.
Oh yeah, LeBlanc's just engaging on him whenever the W is up. Picked up, I think, at least one Electrocute proc that I saw. Probably got another one earlier.
Colin just getting those adoration stacks, prepping up, being ready.
34.
And here comes Norp. He's going to catch Lunar out in his jungle. But he had the vision of it. It's not going to be anything. That's the chains landing onto Pickaxe. That's the pop of the Q and the Electrocute. Brink's going to get out in time. Takes a little bit more minion damage than he wanted, and the passive pops.
Echo's down a camp, and Olaf has red.
Oh, here comes Lunar. Going to be looking for it. Does land the Q onto Pickaxe. Picks it up, throws a second one, but that's not going to be enough. And gets knocked back, forced to flash. Brink eats a tower shot for all the trouble. And I actually think Pickaxe not too low to come back. Going to be hitting that back button. And with the wave shoving, this actually feels really good for Pickaxe.
And bot lane gets first blood onto Draven.
Wow. I didn't even see that. My screen didn't pan over.
Yeah,
Collinator.
Directed camera. Alistar comboed really well there. He did the W to get Nami into the wall. Started up his E to get the stun. Got the knock up. He basically held all of his CC for the maximum allowable time to still keep her locked up. And Draven just, threw the axes down.
Through axes punishment.
Pickaxe did trade really well there because that was both of the mid and the jungle flashes for Into the Dawn for Pickaxe's flash. Because both LeBlanc and the Olaf both were forced to flash from a slightly over-aggressive tower dive for one. Actually, for both of them, from the slightly over-aggressive tower diving.
Well, we already see the Gangplank is just building a CS lead and then getting the gold lead on the back of that.
GP's passive's pretty good. He's up about 200 gold despite being basically even in farm.
And right now, actually, LeBlanc is the furthest ahead on the map. Just really oppressing this Pickaxe to Leah.
But Draven's first back BF sword. He has 1,800 gold. He's in good shape to just keep bullying that lane.
Yeah, Colin coming back with the BF sword is going to feel really good. I think Cal's double long swords isn't the worst thing, but definitely you'll be feeling the mental effect, even if you don't actually feel the damage drop off.
No, you get double the thing. Here they go.
Oh, and this is the flash. This is the Echo engage too. That's going to be the pick on Nami, and Colin's going to cash in another 61 gold. Really nice job there. As Bella's actually 0-2 right now.
Yep,
they let the Nami pick through.
Nami has no flash, so she's completely like, what is Lucian going to do if you engage on Nami?
And Terra's getting engaged on here. Sid uses the damage reduction a little bit early, though, is going to get chased down as Terra's capable of dishing out just a little bit more punishment, even despite them both being low mana. This is Infernal Drake, however, going over to the side of Sentinel.
At least it should, but Olaf's sniffing around. Draven's there, though.
And they pop
nicely.
him and pick it up.
They basically said, oh, you want to run in? We're going to stop damaging Dragon, leave it at 700 health when your smite's only 400, 450, and kill you. And now Draven's got 2 kills. He's up about 1,000 gold on the Lucian. That's going to be really quite painful. Doesn't have quite enough to just back and get a second BF sword, though. And yeah, that Alistar zoning is going to be headbutts the minion for fun.
This one's getting scary as Colin actually hasn't even backed yet. This is all just spare change right now. I'm not sure what he's going towards.
Double BF if he's
Exactly.
going the cheeky Draven, but he has to back now, so probably just a pickaxe.
Doesn't have a 13.
Yeah, so it's going to be a pickaxe most likely. I think if he's going to max out damage. Oh, nope, double long swords and... Oh, boots will be nice there. Run up and hit him even harder. And then the pink ward. They're going to just try to maintain full vision control over the bot lane. They have the Infernal already. It's an Ocean next. Picking up another Ocean on top of getting an early one for laning would be very nice. I like Ocean. If you can get an Ocean before 10 minutes, I like that.
I think oceans are decent. I don't really try to compare the dragons too much because I think they serve different purposes, and it's not like we get to choose anyway.
Ocean in laning is really frustrating to play against because I feel like you get good trades, they back up, and suddenly they're healthy again.
Yeah, better jungler always wins. As Sid's actually just being beaten down again by Terra.
But
It's not enough.
Happy Feet, not quite enough, but that was a lot of good Happy Feet from Pickaxe dodging the chain and the axe. But no, the Aurelia really regens an unexpected amount of health when she starts picking up those procs. I think she procced 3 there from the stun and the ult.
Sir, your Skittles just... What are you doing, man?
I mean, he just forced out the Olaf ult for free with a Hex Flash.
I guess it does work. And Norp just... I mean, he wasn't even prepped for it to go that deep.
Nope. He was just there to back him up if they try to turn on the Alistar. But Draven is still sitting there, still sitting pretty. Alistar roaming did give Lucian a little bit of a chance to CS, but it doesn't really matter that much at this point.
Yeah, and Aurelia's now up everything like Gangplank was ahead. This is just looking like we're going to a game 3.
Yep, they have a lane dominant top laner and a lane dominant bot lane, and both have gotten a lead. And that really puts them in a good position to snowball the game out. And Talia, probably the weakest pick that they had, is still doing fine. She's not behind. She's about equal in gold.
And I mean, Terra's just getting beat down by the Aurelia at this point. Not reminiscent of the Fiora game at all. Look at how beautiful that ultimate looks.
It's pretty cool. We'll get some okay damage on the tower, but forced flashes from both Lucian and Nami, and we saw what happened last time Nami was out of flashes. She died twice. So I'd expect to see Alistar just kind of abuse that.
As
Come on, Draven,
Colin's
get that auto off.
trying to trade with him.
He was in range. I feel like he was worried about going under tower and being bubbled, but...
Which is fair. You don't want to give this lead away carelessly.
He's doing a lot of damage, even to Olaf. Olaf doesn't really have any defense yet. He just has the Ruby.
Never does. He just buys tabbies or Merc Treads.
I mean, he's going to pick up... He might go Warriors. I feel like he has to go at least a little more tanky than that. Maybe go Cinder.
Brink is forced out again. Norp just knows the control he has, and Pickaxe is now able to leave a little bit himself. Here comes Sir Skills, though. That W is going to seal it, and the flash comes out. This is Lunar Del Rey now. The Ignite goes down, and I mean, you might be unstoppable, but you're not invulnerable. Pickaxe makes sure he dies.
Yep, and that Draven ult came through for a lot of damage, and now they should be able to pick up...
They ignore the clone completely. They're too smart for the plot.
Yeah, I feel like they really should try to pick up a tower off the back of these fights. Now, they are starting to win, but you want to keep snowballing the gold lead and open up the map a little bit. Pick up a Herald.
Herald might be the best thing you could try to sneak right now if you're Olaf.
Yeah.
Well, the whole map's being exploded, but it looks like we're going to be getting the fight here. Sid goes down onto Terra, stays under Tower 2, and inside of the ultimate. Oh, though Terra misses a cannon and a caster, and a two melee minions. That hurts.
Yep, and he had to burn Flash, and Aurelia didn't, and his ult is a much longer cooldown than Aurelia's. Aurelia's is about 2... Oh, it's okay. His is only 22 seconds longer. He's got CDR. Aurelia doesn't yet. Aurelia's trying to bait that out and failing because GP left. But Aurelia's going to back in...
style.
Triforce probably. So Sheen next. She doesn't have enough for Phage.
Sometimes you can even just buy the Phage parts, but I think the Sheen feels better, especially because the Gangplank already has one.
Yep, Aurelia picks up Sheen, and she's not really worried about tankiness right now. I feel she's between the corrupting
Wow,
potion.
do you see Cal freezing in the bot lane though? This is a really smart play, just trying to deny Colin everything.
Mm-hmm. He's staying up equal in CS, so some of that's due to the repeated Alistar roams and the unwillingness to commit to diving the spot lane. I feel like it's something we could expect to see now. Yeah, here comes the Echo and the Alistar. There's no flashes bot lane. They're going to dive.
They're going to be fighting him hard, though. I think Colin might die. The ultimate comes out. They don't have the damage here. The Talia's forced to come in, too. That's 4 people, every ultimate but the Echo and Alistar down. And all they get is Cal, who's already in a pretty hurting position. Although if they can pick up Terror on the back line, it looks like this is Sid just trying to outplay him. But it just looks like Terror is honestly just a more skilled player. And here comes Lunars. They're going to be getting their own trade on the back end. Got to give credit to ITW or ITD.
Do the dive. They might lose 2 towers for that, though, because they just committed 3 people top lane.
They most definitely will.
Pushing.
They're not even going to get this one right now.
Nope.
Lunar, you need to get on that with no HP, my boy.
Yep, and it looks like, yeah, they'll take 2 towers. So that, I mean, yeah, it sucks that Aurelia
Get the Rift Herald. Do anything.
They're trying to get top tower to GP.
Herald is happening.
Yep, Olaf's doing Herald. He is going to take a lot of damage from that still. It depends.
You can avoid most of it if
okay, the 4-man is taking a slow way out, so he's probably safe.
And they're turning this into an Ocean Drake on the backside. This looks like they're going to get the Herald. That feels really good.
Mm-hmm. It depends on if can he kill it before Aurelia's. Okay, Aurelia's not going to check.
Yeah, they're just not going to think to even check this in time, and I think you want to give that to the Gangplank instead.
Especially since he's backing right there, get the improved recall. But yeah, Draven picks up his Stormrazor, he's backing with 1,400 more gold, so is Echo. That's going to be some big buys, maybe. Have to see. I do want to see what Draven buys next. I think he might be going for like a Zeal because he's got the dagger, or that might just be Zerkers into another
No, you just want to go Zeal every time when you build the Stormrazor, I swear.
Why? Oh, he
just
canceled
such
his
a strong
back.
spike.
Canceled his back, so we don't get to see what Draven buys next.
What a loser.
He's going to pick up some more CS out of that mid lane, just for fun.
Not like he needs it. So yeah, he'll probably be finishing Berserker Greaves if I had to take a guess on how people play, but I think that should be a Zeal if he plays it right.
Yeah, so...
And yeah, we get Berserker Greaves and a Vampiric Scepter, which is sold.
And a BF sword.
Another BF sword.
He's going...
That could have been a Zeal.
Maybe Bloodthirster next item then? I don't know. I feel like LeBlanc does not win this fight. Say she has another dash. Yeah, say LeBlanc does not win that 1v1. Aurelia's just got almost as many dashes as you. Same amount if she does her stun right, and then more damage. Sure. And Talia's got pushes him the wrong way. She has some wave clear now, enough that she doesn't feel completely terrible to sit in a lane by herself and clear. Draven's rotating to the top lane. They're just going to try to shove down this tower, and there's the life of a GP against an ADC. Barrel just gets all.
Yeah, barrel mechanics are hard, man.
Especially when you get somebody with attack speed, it's pretty rough.
Yeah, it doesn't help.
Yeah, they're just going to back out, I feel, and give up this tower. They don't really want to give Draven the opportunity to cash in more stacks. So Olaf is staying?
You say that, and then here comes Lunar Del Rey, like, please, please, I love cash.
I'm not sure why they had... I guess they weren't... Yeah, they're starting to commit to this dive now because they backed off GP, and now there's the 2 of them just kind of stuck here. And Echo's going to just chase him down the wall.
Yo, beautiful ultimate by the Talia. Everything goes in. He's unstoppable, but it comes out far too late.
And I mean, the Alistar comes in on the back line. He's just knocking up everything. It's a matter of who they want to kill and in what order. As Talia picks up the double kill, even able to chunk Cal below half.
And they'll take
And the
another 2
minions.
towers here.
Yeah.
Yep, that was. I mean, I'm not sure. The Talia burst. She doesn't
I'm not
even
even
have
sure
an
if
item
you want
yet.
to keep playing this through.
She doesn't even have an item yet. And they're up 17k at 7k at 16 minutes. That's going to be a tough lead to overcome. But yeah, they sent GP back, but then sent Olaf and Nami by themselves to contest. I feel
Well,
like
Olaf still has the Rift Herald right now.
he does, and that should be expiring soon. Maybe 30 more seconds. But I feel like if you're sending 2 people to contest like that, you can't have GP back. GP is your wave clear in that situation, so you need him to stay and just barrel the waves. Otherwise, they just got dived, and then it didn't matter because they left people alone.
Yeah, I agree with you. You have to make the call. It's commit or don't commit, not half-ass commit.
Yeah, and I feel like GP... I feel like the right call was to back off at that point. He almost got the interrupt, but not quite. And it looks like they will push in this mid wave. Maybe... Actually, that's a full health tower. They're going to be backed off, and I don't think they're going to be able to do it. I'm just going to kill Rift right here. Had to use it, but didn't really get anything.
That was poor usage. Sad, sad, sad.
Yeah, he was out of time. Aurelia's going to go in. Misses her
And
all.
she is missing most.
She hit the
Still
E.
going to be able to pick Terra, though.
Yeah, if you hit the E, Olaf is going to kill us.
Finally uses the Unstoppable in a way where he actually dodges something.
Yeah. As Aurelia, if you hit your E, you win that fight most likely because you'll get the double Q dashes, you'll get the healing off, you'll get 3 stacks of your passive. That's a pretty big thing. This is a 4v5.
And Norp is just getting blown up here. Really fortunate LeBlanc doesn't have ultimate up.
I'm surprised he didn't ult back into the 3 of them right there. He had his Echo Ghost right on top of them, but it would have probably been a little too ballsy.
Yeah, so sometimes it's a really bad play because you see it lined up, and I mean, personally, I'm guilty of it where I love to click it, but it's just not always the right play.
No. And they don't want to throw. They're aware, like they were in a position where they were pretty much ahead mid game last game, and they don't want to repeat of the throw. Next dragon's up in 30. It's another Infernal. They're picking up. These are some good dragon options, especially for scaling Draven, who is at Bloodthirster Stormrazor. That's a lot of damage. And that pink ward, I believe, it's in the bush. It looked like it wasn't for a second.
Hey, and some survivability. Doesn't hurt to have all that in a package.
He hasn't died yet. Neither has Alistar, despite being the primary engage. He is staying alive. Now that I've said that, of course, Alistar is going to die for this dragon. But, it's okay. Nice dodge of the barrel by Aurelia with the Q. Are they even... Nope, they're not even contesting this dragon, actually.
Yeah, I don't think they can. And I called the FF at 17 minutes.
Yeah, they're just going to rotate up and go for a 20-minute Baron, it looks like. Or
Which is honestly safe as hell.
it is. But it looks like, nope, free mid tower right now because they pulled people. Nobody's in position to block this. The wave clear's not here. That's the issue with LeBlanc mid lane, is LeBlanc has no wave clear. So if GP or Lucian isn't there, they have no wave clear.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, the tidal wave comes out and they pick up the Nami, but they're also going to be picking up the turret here.
Inhib too.
Lots of question mark pings come down on Debella.
Yeah, they almost got Draven there because he tanked 3 tower shots and then got hit by the center of the GPL. Here they come in.
And I mean, they do pick up pickaxe, and this is going to be feeling like they're finally making something of a return.
Still, I mean, they're still down 8,500 gold here.
Yeah, but I mean, they weren't getting kills before, right?
True.
Like, they genuinely were not killing them in team fights, regardless of what they did.
They're still really only killing the Talia.
But, like, it's killing someone, my boy. It's killing someone.
It is. But, yeah, so that's what they have to do, is they have to eliminate Draven out of the fight somehow. So in that case, he tanked some tower shots, he got hit by the GPL, he had to leave because he had nothing to lifesteal off of, and that lets them kind of take the fight. But if Draven's there, I don't think they can take the fight right now. He picked up the Zeal. He's gigantic.
Finally. Oh my god, like I'm such a big fan of the way that they've like worked Stormrazor into being a really strong 2-item spike item, but I
Mhm.
hate that players refuse to use it as one and they just build it first because that's what everyone's doing.
Yeah. I mean, the extra AD from Bloodthirster is really quite strong on Draven, but
Oh, but the scaling of the crit with the Stormrazor.
they just back. Did they know that? Did they know that Olaf just left? I don't think so.
No, if they did,
No.
they'd probably be starting this, and it
They're
looks
they're
like they're going to anyway.
they're pinging. They're saying, yeah, because Aurelia's going to pick a fight bottom, and they just saw 2 or 3 people mid. So Talia's going to zone maybe wall if needed, and they're just going to take Dragon or Baron. While
Yeah, and it looks like the contest is coming as Talia's actually enough to just chunk down Bella entirely. That one word putting in a ton of work. And the ultimate's going to block off everyone else as this is going to be the free Baron commit. Maybe the ultimate was a bit early, though.
yeah,
Yes, here comes LeBlanc with the
Full-fledged damage. North forced to ultimate. Sid's on the back line, though, going to be forcing Lunar down as Cal is just trying to do anything he can. Lands a full ultimate into Sid, and that's not even enough to take him down to quarter HP. And here comes Colin by himself. Talia, though, really nice job by Pickaxe with these Ws to use them inside the jungle.
and they just split up a little too much there in the
Yeah,
end.
Bella's actually the one to pick up Pickaxe again. That's a 2-for-1, though, and no Baron goes over. Don't call it a throw. They've been throwing all game.
Yeah, I mean, Draven just one-shot LeBlanc. LeBlanc went in with like at least half of her HP and 1 axe to the face, and she was gone. And with Draven living, it's a tough fight to win. But at the same time, that is a win for Into the Dawn. They stopped the Baron. They did go 2-for-1, but they didn't lose. They lost no objectives off of it. They picked up some extra gold. Probably best you can hope for in this kind of circumstance. Draven is going to back with another juicy 1,400 gold. That's enough to upgrade that Zeal.
Into something even more valuable, like a Phantom Dancer. Which I actually don't think he wants here because he built the Bloodthirster. You're probably better off going for like a rapid fire cannon just to be able to land that type of poke damage.
Yeah.
And if you're really not feeling the rapid fire cannon, which I think is the strongest just because you got Conqueror. Sorry, we got the engage coming on to Norp. Chains come down. He's got ultimate though, and Brink turns out to be the one getting picked. The invisibility actually helps out quite a bit there.
It does. Can't target for Aurelia, but now LeBlanc has to reset, and they're going to set up for this Baron again, but this is just going to turn into a 5v5 team fight again. LeBlanc will be back before Baron dies. They don't have... The thing is, I feel like they have a decent Baron take, but at the same time, last time they started it, it didn't go very quickly.
Yeah, part of that was their own fault. I think that the Talia ultimate was used in a disadvantageous way. You either want to trap them into the pit or you want to keep them out. And instead it seemed like that she tried to choose both.
Yeah, they're looking to try to get a pick here. They know that they're not doing Baron, so they'll clear out some vision here with 2 people showing mid. Draven will ult bot wave just to get that pushing for them again. Clears it out, or lowers it a little bit. Yeah, that shouldn't take a tower now. It was going to take a tower before, and they're starting up Baron again.
Yeah, we're going to have to see if they can actually do it this time, as Talia is there to deal damage with them. It's going to go down a little bit quicker. Here comes the full-on team commit, though.
Yep. Alistar starting to zone. There's the wall.
Yeah, it starts off with the tidal wave from Bella, and here comes the Olaf. He's unstoppable. He picks up the Baron. Norp ults back into the pit, and the Gangplank ultimate keeps on ticking. So their skills is getting picked off in the back line by Cal. Finally, someone other than Pickaxe dies. Everyone's disarmed, though, and here comes Aurelia. It's a field day. She does break out the stopwatch, and it looks like it's Terra there just to make sure the kill goes down. Norp gets a big shield, but none of it's going to tick. And, wow. Really, really surprising job there as Luna runs in and just smites the bear. Or actually doesn't even smite it.
His smite might have come back up. It's only a 10-second charge cooldown, 15.
Let's go back.
They're gonna take Dragon here. Yeah, we could jump back and see. If
Oh, I'm
he
doing
actually...
it. Don't worry.
Okay. Let me know if he actually smited that.
Yeah, he smited.
Yeah.
Very proud of him.
He's down a level on the Echo too. That was a... They just didn't time the burst right.
Hey, but red team still gets the Infernal Drake, and that puts them up to 3.
3 Infernals on a Draven. How much health or how much AD do you think this Draven has?
16% extra AD.
Yep, he is at
That's
340-ish. That's a decent amount.
And Bella just gets popped. I mean, this is kind of the story of the game here. More question mark pings come down, except this time at least it's from the other team.
Yeah, Talia's at that stage now where she can really pick somebody out, much like a Swain, but with a little more range. Because you hit that shove on somebody and it's gonna hurt. Like who can? Olaf is probably okay with that. Maybe GP too with some of his tankiness, but the other 3, they're gonna be in pain. And you see Lucian's going a little bit of a a little bit of a lower damage, I guess. Tabbies and Cleaver a little more tanky, not quite pure damage.
Yeah, Tabbies are always a good build in the teams that are going to be doing a lot of auto attack damage. And it looks like Lunar is back into the fight with Sid, but knows he can't take it. Forced to flash out. Here comes Brink, misses the chains.
Yep, and they're going to pressure in mid lane here, but that Draven, or not Draven, that Baron buff is really kind of making it hard to push for them. But Aurelia just shredded the tankiest member of Into the Dawn, just completely shredded them, and that's not a great sign for their.
I mean, tankiest is pretty relative, right? Like
I guess he did go Cleaver next. I thought he was going to build a little more tanky.
God no. I think Gage actually makes GP a little bit tankier with his orange.
Yeah, I thought Olaf. I'm surprised Olaf didn't build something like a Dead Man's or even a Righteous, like something to just run at them and get a little armor for this kind of Draven Aurelia.
I mean, he does have another cloth armor, so it'll be built into something like that eventually. Huh.
He's very poor right now.
Me too.
And Draven's sitting pretty up about 3,500 gold on Lucian. Building a IE next, most likely, I think, out of that pickaxe. Maybe, probably not Armor Shred. I don't think they're building enough for that to be worth it.
Well, I mean, they're just playing ARAM here, looking to get something. And I mean, while all that's happening in the top lane, looks like they're going to kill that turret there with just the minions. Mm-hmm. No, they turn and focus wrong again.
Yeah, the minions are not intelligent, and Draven's axe just kind of clears it out.
Although there's another cannon up there. I actually got faith they take it.
Let's take a quick look. But it's cannon, and there's more minions on the side of Sentinels, so...
Okay, my faith was misplaced, but it doesn't mean that I didn't have faith.
I'm surprised they haven't sent Aurelia back to that bot lane to just clear it out and get it shoving again. Because right now they're having some trouble cracking this base wall. And I don't think they want to dive, so it's ARAM until Baron spawns. They have a while on Baron.
Oh, and Gangplank's actually going to be the one to clear it out with his ultimate up there. Everyone seems to just be wanting to let the minions handle top lane. That's kind of cute.
But Aurelia now is trying to get bottom lane shoving, so it looks like they'll do 0-4-1, which is a little bit better chance for them to pull them around the base.
It's much better than ARAM.
It is. I'm surprised they don't send the 4-man. They should send the 4-man top lane, I feel, and just do 4-0-1 and make them run at least a little further through the base.
Yeah, but I mean, from what I've seen so far, they really seem to love ARAM. I mean, last game, the only towers they took were in the mid, and Bella's caught again. And Sid takes a lot of damage catching him. That's going to be the kill. Nice job by the Lucian to get that, but it looks like the Lunar goes down on the backside. Brink has no HP. They picked the wrong target as Cal's able to still layer down shots.
Yep.
They're going to get one more fight here in the 4v3.
Yeah, but Draven is gonna hurt them a lot. He's gonna keep just one-shotting them, and they're gonna look like go for that.
Talia just uses the ultimate for bot lane. That feels really bad. That's a really strong tool. And Draven gets picked here. He's rooted. Nice job by Norp. Sets up.
He ate the LeBlanc combo, and his one auto with the spinning axe did more damage than LeBlanc.
I mean, Gangplank is going to be trying to salvage a turret here, and it looks like they will.
Yeah, they're playing a little cautious, but Baron, another dragon in a minute, Baron in a minute 20. We're up to another ocean. Not the worst. Not as good as like an Earth at this point in the game, though. But hey, I mean, a little sloppy on the execution. Still picked up the mid inhib, and the bot inhib is now open for a rally at a pressure as Baron comes up.
Really nice job there, clearing out the wards. Ella actually doing something out here. I try to be hype man.
Yeah, I mean, vision score is vastly uneven in the side of Sentinels, but you tend to see that when you're winning a game. You get more pink wards out, you get more of your wards living longer, you pick up more of a score. And blue wards are tough to pick up vision score with, just because they're so easy to kill and you don't get points until they've been alive for a couple of minutes. And yeah, they're just going to pick up this free, most likely just Dragon and then transition immediately into Baron. Yep.
Yeah.
And
This is just such a long game for such a steamroll. My God, you got to get better at this Sentinel.
yeah, they're going to have to end with Baron. I think their siege hasn't been the best, so it really, with a Baron.
Yeah, but the Lunar Del Rey's behind him.
He is. Now the question is, do they know he's there? Because he is also in a very bad spot to be caught out. And
Yeah, he has to think they're at the Baron right now and not show himself.
And
But we have a fight going down. Sid's in the bot lane looking to pick up two. Terra's going to get disarmed here looking for it. Doesn't seem to know how that works. The gauge comes out, though, and that's going to be the resurrection. The double stun doesn't seem to matter. Here comes down the pineapple. The first one lands. That's the armor shred. Brink picks up the second kill. And this looks like we got Lunar Del Rey in the back line. Now the Baron's going down. It's at 4,000 HP. We have flash up on Lunar. Norp is in stasis, and he knows it. Norp is forced to flash out there. This is another engage. They're able to pick off Lunar. And it looks like it's just Cal in the back line who's going to be recalling here. Doesn't seem to recognize the severity of this Baron here. This could be game ending.
Yep. I mean, he couldn't really walk up there. Draven was full health and still spinning those axes. But yeah, they ate a lot of damage in the Baron pit, but it doesn't matter if nobody touches Draven. If nobody touches Draven, there's nothing they can do. Draven will outdamage your Lucian by a lot. Picks up the Infinity Edge. 1,300 gold, also buys another Zeal as a 4.5 item Draven against a team who is not that tanky. He can just start one-shotting with those keys.
Pings out across the board.
Yep, Draven's at almost 500 AD. Plus the Storm Razor proc on that first hit. And the Rapid Fire Cannon proc on that first hit. He could one-shot Nami, I think, if he got the Q with the crit.
Sometimes it's just about committing to the one shot, I feel like it. Like, it doesn't have to actually be a one shot. It can be a two shot.
I mean, yeah. So, I mean, they're just going to shove. With Baron, they should just win on this push. They have no wave clear on the Baron, and they have no way to win a team fight. So, Sentinels is going to run into this base, take this inhib. Nobody's going to fight. 1-1-3. Are they going to hard engage in this bot lane? Well, there's half of LeBlanc's health healed up a little bit by Nami. They're just going to kite around, get some waves pushing in, and then should be pushing to end. Or they're going to try to trip inhib them first. I mean, I guess there's nothing wrong with going for the trip inhib. It just feels a little gratuitous right now.
Disingenuous, yeah.
Maybe they don't need it.
And Brink is just going in looking for anything here, but just can't deal the damage. I mean, Draven's just so big. And I feel like Colin's just playing with him at this point. It's kind of sad.
I mean, LeBlanc goes in, her full combo does less than one Draven auto to Draven. And that's just a bad spot for her to be in. They're going to push the waves in with Baron. Draven's going to poke a little bit.
Yeah, the ultimate does come out.
Yep, there we go. They're just going to force it in now.
The Talia ultimate's really what seals the deal there, is they're just finally able to kill the Nexus. I mean, better late than never.
All the kills onto Echo.
Holy
the
God.
KDA a little. And now we are going to a game 3.
Very begrudgingly because I really hope Sentinel loses for putting everyone through that.
I mean, I enjoy watching Draven pop off, I have to say.
See, that's how you lose me.
You don't like watching Draven pop off?
It can be a little much.
It can. The one shot on the assassins is always exciting.
Yeah.
So now it's 1-1. Going to game 3. Let's get this invite in. I was about to say they went offline. That would have been no Gucci.
All right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick.
Bring
Hey,
it back for game 3.
that's another Heimerdinger ban.
Yeah, I mean, I don't expect to see Heimerdinger go through for any of these games. GP, they're tired of seeing GP, I guess. They picked them both the last games. Terra did fairly well, and they just don't want to deal with it again, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the time you can get lost and not know what to do.
And I expect to see another Darius ban here, probably. They just don't want the top laner to get ahead. And I don't think they're scared of Nami, so Morgana Darius would expect to be the last 2 bans. Though with the Alistar ban, it's possible that they actually do ban Nami here, because that seemed to be their planned counter.
Yeah. I feel like that they're banning Braum so consistently for a reason.
So that leaves Nami up, but without the Alistar. So I'm not sure if they pick Nami and they want to go with the same high engaged kind of comp. I'm not sure who your best substitute for Alistar is going to be. I'd love to see Leona. I like Leona, but I don't think they're going to pick a Leona.
I still think that banning the Morgana is the problem here. But they do switch it out to a Gangplank ban, which means that they could be leaving the Darius up, and they pick Skarner instead. Maybe this will be the Darius and Nami lock-in.
I would be surprised to see Darius Nami here.
I would be entirely surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Nami, but Darius, a blind pick Darius, I feel like is asking for trouble. Tarek. That's some good counter engage, some reasonable in lane, sustained.
I feel like it's
Okay,
pretty decent
engage.
into the Skarner specifically.
Oh yeah. That's gonna, especially you can get the ult off on whoever you whoever gets pulled. Then you are in good shape there. Nocturne in the jungle, gonna be diving in pretty heavily.
I feel like he does really well with the Tarek because he can actually act as a delivery system to send in Tarek's ultimate.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely
Can be pretty dirty.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they can keep their Zaya? Zaya, not Zareth? Okay. Zaya. I feel like Zaya will be good for them in that she can self-peel any engage effectively.
It'll be awesome with the Skarner pull.
It will. Pull in,
The
get the snare off.
The way I always try to describe a Zaya's success in a team comp is that she needs to have other threats available so she can get down feathers. She tends to do her best when there's 2 other threats in her.
Yeah, so Lulu, that'll be support Lulu. They're not picking up the Nami even though it's open. But
Yeah,
they
we're
are
hoping
leaving
that
up
these threats are at the
solo
bottom.
lanes. So I would expect to see Darius ban second rotation then, because they didn't want to deal with it, and it's still up, and they haven't picked a top laner yet.
Yeah, and I feel like you're allowed to do that on the red side because if they do pick the Darius, you can always counter pick it. But I guess you have to be really afraid of it to be banning it in the first rotation every time anyway.
Ooh, Kaisa Tarek.
Yeah, that feels good. That feels really good.
That'll be fun. 2 people dashing in who can go ahead and eat the Tarek. Oh yeah, there's a Darius ban. I would expect them to target ban top lane here for both of those bans. I feel like they weren't super worried about the mages popping out mid lane yet. And yeah, there's Aurelia. Who else would go with Aurelia? I'm not sure. Probably another bruiser, but another top lane ban I'd expect to see here. Oh, they're probably going to ban J4 again on the side of Into the Dawn.
Yeah, said they banned Fizz. I think that's weird because Lulu could be going mid, but they'd be really afraid of it.
Lulu top. I mean, it could happen. It would be interesting, but it could be a thing. Yeah, no Swain again. That Swain was very strong game 1, even though they lost. And I think they
We're
want to
still
leave
waiting on
counter
this.
pick. Counter pick probably for the top lane. I feel like they're
Yeah, you
pretty
need Sid to
confident.
get that. Sid's getting bullied by Terra. And
Akali
yeah, that's why they picked that.
could be a
Wow.
flex pick. Oh nope, Oriana. Okay, that's definitely
I
a
feel
mid
like
lane
the
Oriana.
Oriana is worse than the Akali, but okay.
She's got two good ball delivery systems because you've got the Nocturne and then you also have the Callista who can jump in if she really
I
wants
hate
to.
the Nocturne as a ball delivery. And like, I mean, I say this having played Nocturne for like 3 seasons now or 2 seasons now. It's been a while. Me and him have been going as like him being one of my main junglers. Um, yeah, I really don't like the Oriana ball delivery.
Yeah. Well, I mean, his ult short range, at least level 1, and they're kind of just looking to stack up and team fight here. I feel with the Taric and the Oriana. But on the other hand, a lot of disengage on the side of Into the Dawn. You pick up a Lulu, a Zaya, and then
They
they
actually
pick
picked
up
the Akali.
for top lane. It's a top lane Akali, so at least
And
they know, and it'll be interesting to see who they grab into that because I feel like that is a matchup that you don't see very often.
this is where you play something like a Scion or a Swain, right? I mean, Swain being banned, I guess you just want to pick up something
You could pick up
tanky.
something tanky. Ornn,
Ornn
yeah.
works.
Ornn's good. That gives you a little more range on your CC. It'll be good to catch out because you can force out. Ornn's ult has a really low cooldown. Zaya doesn't. So if every time Ornn ults, Zaya has to ult to dodge it, then that's a pretty good setup for you. But the carries on the side of Into the Dawn, I feel like, are in very strong positions to succeed with the Lulu, the Zaya, and the Ahri being self-peeling, and then Skarner just kind of being a big disruptor.
Yeah, I think that they've picked a decent composition here with the fact that they definitely have the Arya Kali to like lay down enough of the distraction for the Zaya to do her thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the issue is that none of these champions are going to be able to do that under the paranoia. And this kind of leads into the double issue, right? Because that means that Sentinel is going to be very dependent on the Nocturne to be able to get off most engages outside of like Oriana or Kaisa landing something really spectacular.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think it's going to depend, I think, on on the team fight. It's going to depend on who manages to land CC first on an important target. But in lane, I feel Into the Dawn ended up picking slightly better lanes overall because I like the Xyla Lulu over the Kaisa Taric in lane. Ori Ari is kind of a wash, and then Akali and Orange shouldn't do much to each other. It should end up just being kind of a boring lane unless Akali goes full on aggressive into the Ornn.
I mean, I think it comes down to if she can roam or not, but I feel like that's most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always on team like laners need to roam.
Yeah, and I mean Ori is an okay target to roam into. Not the best because she can turn around fights pretty easily with her ultimate, but Akali did pick up TP, so maybe a cease of TP plays bottom. And there's a slight summoner spell advantage for Into the Dawn. Ori did pick up TP for a double TP, but Ahri does have the Ignite. Lulu also picked up Ignite for early kills, but I feel like it's hard to get early kills through Taric's shield.
Yeah. I'm kind of concerned by the Ignites, actually. I'm not sure what they're taking for. You really want an exhaust for when the Nocturne or the Kaisa dive on you.
Yeah, I feel like they're pushing for the early game. They want to win early and then snowball it out because if it goes late game, the combo from Sentinels is going to be really, really strong.
So, I mean, if by early you mean level 6, it seems like that everyone's really dependent on their ultimates for that, which I think means we just get a bloodbath.
Level 6.
Come 7 minutes, 30 seconds into the game, maybe 6:30 because this is like high plat diamond.
Yeah, I mean, without a jungler intervention, somebody has to misplay most likely to die pre-6. Like Ori has to eat a charm and a full combo. Ahri needs to just stand there and let Ori auto attack her. Bot lane, get caught by the feathers, or let Kaisa just stack on you, get the Taric double stun. Like I said, I would expect to see Ornn bully Akali for a bit, and then Akali should turn that around. She has some sustain, she has okay damage. She should be able to kind of hold out eventually. But We'll have to see. I think it's going to come down to skill. While I do think Into the Dawn picks slightly stronger laners, I don't think it's not like an auto win lane. Like a Draven Alistar is a very, very strong lane. I don't see anything on par with that here. Double TPs though. I want to see the double TP play.
We're getting loaded in. It's going to get exciting.
We're going to sit on a black screen for a little bit because spectator client. And we'll have to see if anybody picked up anything fun for their keystone. There we go.
Oh, I'm in. That's a really old Fnatic icon. I can't believe I didn't notice that. Does that say 2018 or is that 10? I think it's 18. Say the year before. I lied.
Yeah, it's not the old ones are the ones that have like the 3 behind them from season 3. I have the TSM one from then.
TSM.
Oh, hey, we loaded in real fast for that.
Yeah, I'm a big TSM fanboy. I cry every time they lose.
Do you?
Actually, I used to go out partying on Saturday nights, and I'm telling you, my mood was entirely dependent on if TSM won or not.
Uh-huh.
It was just like if TSM had a W, I was the life of the party. I was having a great time. Everything was okay. If they took an L, though, a lot of mota.
Initial pause. I don't have chat on. Let me see if they say anything. Client issue. Somebody crashed loading in, so I'll have to wait for them to get into this. And looking around, you really get a chance to look at these keystones too quickly in the loading screen. Lethal Tempo and Nocturne is fun, but not super unusual. Guardian.
No, it's standard.
Yeah, but it's fun.
It all depends on what the Koreans are doing.
I feel like Xayah doesn't normally go lethal tempo anymore.
No. I mean, she can, but definitely not normally.
Fleet footwork, I think, is a lot stronger. Especially since you don't have a Nami for sustain or anything.
With this composition, it's not too bad.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of short range. I count, 3 melees and then a fairly short range ADC who you can stack feathers into. So that should be okay. Minion Dematerializer and Ahri. I'm not sure if it just isn't loaded in or not, but it looks like nobody has broken stopwatches or commencing stopwatches.
Are they called commencing?
They're called commencing up until they activate, and they're called the normal stopwatch.
Broken stopwatch, I thought.
And then broken after they get used, yeah.
Oh, they're called commencing until they become a stopwatch, and then they're broken.
Mm-hmm.
And why League always got to hit me with the lingo? I'm not a kid anymore.
Yeah, somebody just crashed here.
It's okay. They're giving me a nice smoke break.
It's just pauses. Pauses are the best. So win conditions, I feel, Into the Dawn has to get ahead and snowball it out, whereas...
Wait, did you say win or win conditions? Because I'm more concerned with the win conditions right now.
I said win conditions.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Get ahead and snowball. I feel like if it goes late game, they're going to have some level of trouble, especially as more and more members of the other team pick up QSS for Skarnerl and the RE charm. But on the other hand, Sentinels has both the win condition of if they get ahead, they're in good shape, but they also can just wait to scale. I feel like they have a decent amount of wave clear between the Ori and then the Nocturne and the Kaisa both contribute some, and even the Ornn. So if they can stall out, Kaisa late game is still extraordinarily strong.
Yeah. Well, the win conditions around me are a little bit different. We're getting occasional gusts with a long, steady wind. I think it's blowing in from the east. You know, someone asked me today where the cardinal direction northeast was. I laughed in her face.
Mm-hmm.
Who genuinely uses cardinal directions in 2018? Her friend laughed along with me.
Yeah, I assume she was trying to get somewhere with her directions.
Yeah, but like, who knows which direction north is? It's 2018.
Do you not?
I can tell you which streets that way.
Which do you know where the sun rises?
Well, the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. I got a saying for that.
So if you know where the sun's going, you can tell any of the directions.
Well, I ain't looking up in the sun. I got eyes, my boy. I ain't trying to be Joey. Can I say badass on stream? I mean, it's his name.
I mean, yeah, this is a stream you can swear on. Looks like they are still loading in.
Wait, is it? I didn't know I was allowed to swear on this stream.
I mean, yeah. You're not allowed to say that you want one team to lose.
At least the chat thinks I'm not allowed to.
But yeah, it looks like they're still. I mean, we have 11 more minutes of thing. I'm probably gonna jump us to an actual pause screen here if this keeps going on for another 10 seconds or so. Not really sure what's taking quite so long for them to load back in. But we will go to a pause, I guess, while we wait to figure out why they've crashed.
Oh, my fantasy football league is going to be so happy.
we are back, and it looks like after some shenanigans with the League client, having to repair and so on, we are right back into it.
Yeah, that was quite the pause.
Flashing masteries just to demonstrate that they are connected, and buying items, which is also a good way to show you're connected. Orin is not doing the kind of cheeky Orin start where you start double potions and then after your first kill of a minion you can buy Doran's shield. But they are going to invade and run right into Xayah, who should be able to see them and is leaving with a ward, yes.
That's the way to do it. You just want to ward him back up.
No heroes here, but that does allow them to get the Skarner Shrine up top and then also a deep ward into that red buff, I believe. Unless Skarner's going to really cheekily start here? I don't think so. I don't think he starts up there. That is ballsy, and Orin's going to walk right through. But they do get the Poro in that back bush, which I don't think Orin will check. So they'll know that Nocturne is up here on the top side and starting top side. Yep, they see him.
Feels good, man.
Yep, that was a heads up play from the Skarner Akali there. So they're both starting same side of the map.
You gotta love good jungle play. I think heads up jungle play is honestly my favorite thing about casting.
Yep, some wards on the bot side, but bot lanes are just going to lane. Mid lane's starting to shove. And it'll be interesting to see if the junglers run into each other for, say, the Scuttle on the top side. They're both there, but the edge does have to go to Nocturne with red buff.
Yeah, Nocturne normally doesn't want to chase those Scuttles too early. In fact, he wants to go for a full clear, which is why you'll see him even pushing over to the Krugs.
Yep, so he's just going to do that. Orin gets off the hammer clap onto Akali. Doesn't really do much. Akali does have a Doran shield and some natural sustain.
Yeah, this might be odd. I could see the Nocturne going over for the Scuttle, but I'd imagine this will just be a double back to the Raptors.
Yep, and he hasn't walked into that bush yet for the Poro. So Skarner knows that he's safe to take that Scuttle. There's a stun on Taric, gets some autos down, but...
Yeah, and there he is again. So Skarner should have saw that. He actually looks like he's still going to be pushing up, but he's actually going for the Orianna. Yeah, this gank just feels really bad.
Yeah, I mean, Ori's a tough one to gank, and she's playing pretty far back and safe. But Nocturne and Skarner are about equal in farm.
Really good job there by the bot lane to get that ward.
They're looking to collapse onto Skarner here. He's in an iffy spot, but he should be able to walk away.
That's if he wants to.
But the Scuttle will go over to Nocturne, which is a good pickup for him.
He really needs it, honestly. Just getting that level 6 so important, so important.
But it's a pretty slow pace so far. Neither jungler.
Pharaoh.
Yep, quite a bit of fighting there. Ornn really does kind of want to take the bursty trades versus Akali. In a longer term trade, Akali's damage, while Ornn has no cooldowns, will win out. Meanwhile, though, bot lane, Kai'Sa's just not that strong early compared to the Xayah, even with the Taric setting up those procs for her. And Lulu, of course, a little bit of a bully.
I feel like if Lulu's playing well, it's just always a winning bot lane for her.
Yep. But Kai'Sa doesn't need to win this lane. She just needs to hold even, and it looks like
Pickaxe disconnects now.
Pickaxe has disconnected. However, this is on the other team, which means that they also have 15 minutes of pause time. So we might be sitting here for a bit. We'll give it a second. He's reconnected pretty quickly. Probably just a whatchamacallit, bug split. So we should be getting out of pause here pretty quickly. Maybe not. Maybe I just shouldn't say such things, even though Game said he reconnected. Orianna did pick up biscuits, which means she's just going to stay in lane forever, especially with the corrupting potion. It disconnects again. That's 2 disconnects for Pickaxe. See if it gets back in here. Not sure what happened. Game 1 and 2, no disconnection issues. Both teams now this game having some problems. Obviously, we need to get onto the tournament realm.
Yeah, that'd be nice, Riot. Please and thank you.
But yeah, maybe let's just jump back to the pause screen, take a look at this beautiful graphic, and then we will sit on pause for a little bit longer. Okay, we are back, and the unpause has ended. Let me turn chat off so y'all can't see that no more. Teams are just memeing at each other. Nothing too exciting. And we are back in. I kind of don't remember what was happening. It was a 15-minute pause. Ah, yes, Lulu was being a bully. That is pretty normal. Orange
Yeah,
and
that is how
Kali
that always goes.
are just being boring at each other. Just farming. Mid lane's just farming too. Wait for the junglers. The problem is both junglers really want 6 badly, so they're just gonna power farm most likely to 6. Which is definitely okay. It'll be interesting to see if Nocturne or Skarner, because they both can do it, goes for a solo dragon. Earth dragons are pretty good. And yeah, I mean, farming out here. Ornn is trading okay with Akali. I feel like that's going to stop as soon as Akali gets an item.
Yeah.
But slow and steady CS leads for top, mid, and bot lane for Into the Dawn. Gets a snare off, gets a stun off from Taric. They go into the autos onto Xayah, but they back off before taking too hard of a trade with the Lulu polymorph disengage.
Yeah, and that's just half damage down onto her, and that looks like that's another half damage actually going down onto Terra there.
Ahri lands the charm, but decent amount of damage.
Yeah, we can feel trades just going on across the map. It's like they waited too long in that pause, and they just have to have action happening right now. I'm expecting another 40-minute long game.
Probably not. I hope not. 40 minutes is a long game. But if it goes 40 minutes, I'm sure Kai'Sa
And this is the catch here. This is everything onto the pickaxe, and he goes straight down. My God, Brink just knows exactly when he can go in. It just does it.
Terra does
Norb
this.
can't even go near.
Terra does a tower dive on the top side, barely lives, dodges one tower shot. I thought towers could see Akali in her shroud, but it seems like it didn't target her until she came out. But there's two quick kills. Top lane, mid lane for Into the Dawn hits 6 and immediately go in. And now
Colin is
Ori's-
definitely not feeling like Draven.
Nope, he's playing a little slower, a little safer. I mean, he doesn't have the early game power of a Draven on Ballista. It's just, you don't.
The CS is still nice, though. I mean, only down a wave.
Yep, 5 CS. That's a pretty good setup for him. Like I said, if Sentinels doesn't get too far behind in this early game, I think they're in good shape. But the problem is, I feel like they picked pretty much everywhere. They want to wait and see. So it's going to be on Into the Dawn to take advantage of that. If Into the Dawn plays very proactively and very aggressive, I think they can take advantage of that. But if they don't, they're just going to get outscaled.
Yeah, I think the scaling is really just going to always come down to the dragons in this game. The teams are really well matched.
A lot of damage on a Taric.
Yeah, I mean, level 6 are being hit across the board. We're at that 7:30 mark when everyone starts to get their level 6. Nocturne and Skarner included.
Yep, and they both
Expect
back.
everything.
Skarner has Predator boots. Nocturne has ult. Not sure where Nocturne's going to go with this first ult. Maybe bot lane. It looks like you're setting
Right
up
into
for
the
it.
Ahri.
Yeah, Ari's clearing out the ward. They're trying to, but gets backed off by Ori. And you just see that
Wow.
Akali. I mean, sustain off of her passive, and she's just... Ornn doesn't really do enough damage to win out into that kind of sustain. So he's got to be careful, or she's going to look to dive again. Because, yeah, I guess Shroud can drop.
Shroud is just putting in work here, and I mean, knows exactly the damage he can deal to Sid and gets the kill.
Yeah.
Here comes the Nocturne, though, going to be looking for something back. The flash does break the tether, and that's the recall. The W never actually got used, though. Nocturne's got red buff. This was just a really reckless play by Terra, and here comes Lunar, though. The level 7 on Nocturne may be enough. The ultimate can come out, but you're being suppressed backwards into nothing. Although he goes the wrong direction. I guess Skarner did a good job boxing him out.
Stalled him
And
there
Ari's
long
going to get that
enough.
kill.
Yeah, Nocturne didn't have flash, and he didn't have a spell shield, so it's an awkward fight when you're at half health into a Skarner. And
Yeah, it's a
Skarner's
really
really
great
key.
introduction there. It's everything into the deep wands in this game. I mean, the Xayah can wait to scale up. She's already dominating the lane.
I mean, she's only up 6 CS.
Oh yeah, I mean the CS count isn't where she's dominating. It's just, you can literally feel the pressure being exerted by this bot lane and even by the mid laner on the map.
Yeah, but they're not. They're getting a little chip on the tower, but they're not. They need to convert that pressure.
And this
into
is going to be
something.
another kill on the pickaxe. Yeah, it will.
Yeah, they electrocute Brock. I feel like they have to convert the pressure into something though, because if they don't in the bot lane, then that is still kind of where Sentinels wants to be.
I mean, I feel like when you're winning across the map, this is totally fine.
Yeah.
Because that engage there, if you're not shoved in, Kaisa actually has a chance to like fight you. But instead, because the tower's constantly attacking her gold, she has to respond to the CS first.
Yep.
Like, I think this is ultimately what's keeping them safe, and you don't want her to back and get items. Like, the second she starts to do that, she gets ahead of you. But as I say this, Tara's going to be engaging onto the Ornn, who knows better than to engage. Uses the headbutt to get out.
Yep. He does not. He does not do enough damage there, but he's gonna still be a tank. His ult will always be impactful, even if he's behind. And that is a good feather pullback from Xayah, getting a lot of damage into Kaisa.
Yeah, the feather pulls have been really, really nice. It's got me scared for the team fights.
Yeah, like I said, there's 3 melees and a short range ADC. So Xayah, especially if she picks up a Runeance, will do a lot with her feathers in that kind of fight. Yeah, this Shroud is really obnoxious to play against. You can see that like Ornn just keeps wanting to trade back, wanting to use the tower to trade, but Shroud is just stopping it.
Yeah, it's one of those abilities you just have to respect. I mean, it's on a rather long cooldown for a reason.
And Nocturne has put no pressure top lane really, which is why we
Well, he did get the kill there.
He did, but that was after Ornn died.
Yeah, and he just misses. He doesn't seem to know how the Akali actually plays.
Yeah, he couldn't. I mean, it's a guesswork for that knock up on the E, because you have to hit the tower basically, and you have to hope that she's still in range.
Yeah, which is why she'll never be there.
Yep. But she's just pushing out, and we'll see if Akali can transition that into maybe killing Orianna again. Ooh,
And
flash
she
hit from
will.
Ahri.
And the darkness comes out, but Orianna still has the ultimate. That's a waste by the Nocturne.
Yeah, Ahri only used 1 charge there in that fight, and she had 2 left. So yeah, Nocturne wasn't able to pick it up, and Ori is. You're seeing the same problem with Ori, that she's immobile and she's
Oh,
just being
Lunar has got this. That's the stun. He's looking to get the pick too, and this is going to be another kill going over to Brink. But
gets the fear
actually,
off.
the fear goes off. Really nice job there to keep the tether. This is one of those reasons I swear Nocturne stays viable. Terra though looking for the kill.
Gets knocked up, starting to tank. Being able to drop tower aggro with Shroud is really, really helping him here. But yeah, Orianna's having that issue of that. That's an immobile mid laner who is just being kind of picked on right now by the Ahri and the Skarner. And they're transitioning that into the mid lane and top lane dominance into a Rift Herald.
Yeah, the Rift Herald, as you know, one of my favorite tools in the game.
Yeah, and I mean, that'll most likely turn into first tower, probably top lane. Because that tower's already taken a decent bit of damage. Yeah, that tower.
I mean, I'd really like to see it used elsewhere.
Yeah, it's going to depend on whether they prioritize getting Akali to switch around or if they want to just keep... Laning right now is working for them. Like, they're winning across the board. So if they don't want to end laning, they might hold on to Rift for a bit and then try to... If you drop a top, you can then take Dragon when they respawn.
Yeah, I don't think there's a reason for them, unless, like, well, so you think that they have the worst scaling comp, right?
I feel like if Ahri wasn't popping off right now, I would still stand by that. But now with Ahri popping off, Kai'Sa's got to play late game very, very well before Ahri just blows her up. And in all settings equal, I feel like, yeah, the late game for Sentinels is stronger. Because the Ori and Taric ults are both hugely impactful in the late game 5v5 team fights, plus the Ornn. But I'm not sure we'll even... Oh, going in bot lane. Decent trade back, but that shield...
Yeah, it's a Stormrazor v Stormrazor.
Yeah, and that shield from Lulu is just soaking up so much damage. But Nocturne's looking to float bot lane. He does have ult. Yeah, it's only a
This would be
level
the
1
time
ult,
to use
so
it.
He's got not very much range, and Skarner's coming down to tower dive, it looks like. So he's there to counter, which is nice.
So he'll catch, yeah. And Skarner's actually going to get there as the turret goes down. This is Cal all the way in. The darkness comes out. The target's Lulu, so she's forced to ult herself. That means Zaya's got to use her ultimate to get out. The feathers go down, and the feathers will be coming back soon. There they go. That's going to lock up the turret. Here comes Sid on the back end. He's got to just get out. He's going to headbutt to do that.
Yep, they almost got onto Zaya, but
Ooh,
she
Lunar
used her
does
ult.
get the flash.
Yep, Ari's gonna
Yeah,
clean
that's
this
going to be
up.
the pick. Sir Skittles is going down here, and Ari is just... Brink is just going to stay getting big.
Yeah, he's...
I feel like he's doing what Pickaxe did on the Swain this game.
Yep, but I feel like Ari is a much better position to snowball than a Swain.
Yeah,
Because
no,
you can-
please protect this Rift Herald. This can take an inhibitor.
Warren is there. Kais is there. I don't think it can... They should be able to stop it before it hits inhib. Because they have
Oh, they're
four-
going to be taking the mid turret if they don't take an inhibitor with it.
Yeah, they'll take mid tower, because I was going to say there's 4 people starting to move to bot lane. They don't want to pressure too hard. And now that they're going to back and buy before they switch into Dragon, or they're just going to take Dragon with 2 people. All of them have over 1,000 gold. Zaya has 2,700.
Yeah, this feels really good for Into the Deep. They've snowballed their lead. They shut the laning phase down at the perfect time and proceeded to get every outer plus an inner.
Yep, and an Earth Dragon. And Ari goes for the Magi's. I don't think she expects to die this game.
I don't blame her.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Kaisa got decent damage off on that last tower dive, but then just got bursted, so...
Story of my life.
Zaya's burst right now is just substantially stronger. She is sitting on 2 items to Kaisa's 1.5-ish. But yeah, really this is just going to end up most likely being a Into the Dawn, choking them out, unless they take their foot off the gas. If they take their foot off the gas, I mean, always a chance back in when you do that, but they are up 6k at 16 minutes, and that is a big lead.
Yeah. It's beginning to feel insurmountable.
I mean, it's going to come down to, I don't think they can kill Ari or Akali right now, especially, definitely not in a 1v1 for either one. So that's kind of the problem of right now, Ari and Akali's going to pressure the lane, Ari's just going to constantly threaten anywhere else. And if you have to send 2 people to stop Akali split pushing, Ari then picks you off, and so they're in a position where they don't have very many good options, except a turtle basically inside the base.
Yeah, which is, it's not really an option. I think it's more of a last resort. Really sad.
So it'll be... Orianna did pick up an item. She's got her Ludens now. Ori's damage will still be quite strong, even being behind a bit. She's got the level 11, she's got the level 2 ultimate, and she has the Ludens, which means she can chunk out squishies if she gets the ball in the right spot. But
Yeah, and they're going to be pushing onto the turret here as Cal just eats up the damage, but Lulu's there to shield it. The red buff is still taking on someone, though, and that means Cal's going to need a little bit more than they came for. Nocturne with the blind Q only lands onto Lunar Del Rey.
And they're trying to wave clear, but Orianna wasn't there, and they're going to lose top tower now because Ori was holding it, and then she had to rotate mid lane.
Doesn't feel good. That much is for sure.
Nope. I mean, they're going to lose this tower, and now they're going to be at the base turtling section. But Akali is backing, which does give them a 4v5 if they can catch somebody. But Into the Dawn looks like they're just going to full reset and spend again. And they're all right around 1,000 gold for the carries.
Which is, I mean, this is kind of like the story of the game, right? They back the 1,000 gold and just go pick up more stuff to put in more work.
Yeah, 20-minute Baron's probably on the table. Especially with an Earth Dragon. That might be something they just grab to end the game quickly. But we'll see. If Ori gets off a really good shockwave under tower, I feel like there's still a possibility that they lose a team fight if they're diving.
And
Skarner's
it looks like we
not
might.
okay.
Oh, sorry, it's just Tara doing more work here on the Sid.
Yeah, Orin, that's not a good matchup for Orin. Orin doesn't have a lot
Yeah.
of good 1v1s.
And I mean, he just feels like he's constantly headbutting away because the Akali's just so capable of not standing in the range. I mean, does get knocked up, forced to flash here. The Kaisa does too. Yeah, dodges that and the pillar. And all while that's happening, the team's knocking on the base through the mid. Oriana's not dealing enough damage to even scratch people.
Yeah, she's not able to walk up and position her ball aggressively because she's worried about the engage from Ari. Rightfully so.
Oh, we get the flashes.
Double flash. Skarner wasn't quite in range to get the flash immediate ult, so that gave Ori a chance to flash out. They have to fight this, I think. If they lose an inhib pre-20, they're not going to be able to wave clear. They're going for a Kali again, though. Ornn goes in, they yank in.
Yeah, the darkness comes down with the Taric ultimate, so we're going to see if they can do it. But that's a late ult in. And there's just no damages. Brink is going to be able to pick up Skittles for the double. He's looking for Sid for the triple.
Yeah.
I stand corrected. They're all just going to back off, and they're going to let them end almost before 20 minutes. Cal getting some love here, too.
Yeah, like I said, they picked 3 lanes that were kind of, they wanted to scale and wait, and then a mid jungler who really didn't have early pressure. And so when you pick into that kind of disadvantageous matchup, it is rough to play out.
Yeah, and I mean, we see even the shockwave goes wide there as they're just attacking away at the Nexus. I mean, we get the full-on fight here. Sir Skittles is in there, but Terra does take it down on the back end. That's going to be GG for Game 3.
Yep, and with that, Into the Dawn picks up the Game 3 loss, recovering after getting hurt by the Draven. Draven kind of did a lot of work Game 2, but now in Game 3 they come back and manage to pull off a victory. So that will be it for us, and we will see you again at some point, possibly in the future. Probably tomorrow. I believe they're streaming a game tomorrow. So thanks for watching.
I won't be here, but someone will. You'll be in great hands.
Have a good night.